We are live.
Okay, I'm just gonna wait here for a second to see if I hear my own voice. Hey, we're actually live and no one is muted. Yay! Hi. Good afternoon. It is a Saturday, not our usual Sunday place-up. We've changed. We are now on Sundays. I am Gloss and Gadgets, or otherwise known as Leah, and I am your Dungeon Master tonight. Here are my intrepid heroes that are taking on Curse of Strahd. We are on session 4. So officially today we have broken the 3rd session curse, which I hear is a thing. That basically people don't get past the 3rd session. So, quick thing, who are Fumbles and Fame? I hear you ask. Well, we are a Discord community where everyone is welcome. We love everything tabletop, mostly D&D, but everything tabletop. We have everything from Curse of Strahd, streaming, live text roleplay, and other neat stuff. So, check us out. There are some games available as well.
Kind of a big one.
Yeah, kind of a big one. Yeah, there's loads of slots. Come play with us. We would love to have you. How's everyone doing?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yes, excited.
Yeah.
Terrified about.
Terrified and excited.
You know, usual Strahd feelings.
And so
Yes,
you should
I'm
be.
sure I'm sure once the escapades begin, we'll be doing just fine.
Also, we have ordered a bride catalog from the DM, and that's maybe something you want to keep an eye out for, because we're going to get to it one day.
Not to put me under pressure or anything.
What? No, like a mail order bride catalogue.
Oh, that's even better.
There we go. There we go. Now you're on the same page. Will you be joining us on camera?
Not until the sun sets, because otherwise I'm going to be blinding everyone, either by bad video or by just a freaking lamp stuck in my camera.
Fair enough. A quick recap of our last session, a session I like to call The Path That Will Not Be Trod Again. You know,
I thought it was called Best Better Left Unsaid. Yeah.
Last session, our heroes managed to cure Voldemort's sick son, Bertosh, who was under an influence of a mysterious curse. They somehow deduced that it was the Vistani fortune teller, Madame Eva, that put the curse upon the boy. Filled with anger, they set off at night with no dark vision to track down the Vistani who have fled their camp. And it was raining really bad.
If you put it like that, it sounds bad.
It was bad. It was awful. I was absolutely horrified, as you told from my rants when we had one for the break.
It's not our problem that we're not cowards.
Or sure.
Bearing in mind that half the group disappeared up a rope, the first sign of danger.
Excuse me, who's telling the story here?
A brave coward is just a mad fool.
Those are the two sides of the same coin.
They started.
Have you a brave coward?
Players, calm down. I know you're very excited. And you've had lots of Red Bull, and we've been chatting for about 2 hours. Come.
Yep.
Allow me to finish my recap.
Go on.
Okay, let me stop talking.
I am.
I will come next door and beat you because you're only just there.
We're stuck in a loop.
It's all fun and games here. So yes, they set off in the dark, in the rain, with no dark vision to track down the Vistani, which they did not catch, and they lost the tracks. However, they did encounter a shambling corpse, a creature that walked with no fear. And before any introductions were done, Voldemort attacked it. And it retaliated them, calling them minions of Strahd. However, our very own hyperactive, talkative halfling, Ella, managed to persuade the creature that they were not indeed enemies of Strahd. the creature, which they later discovered was a revenant, said if they were truly not the enemies of Strahd, they should go to Argynvost Holt. And so they were like, yeah, okay. And then they continued trying to track the Vistani before giving up and then returning to Vallaki. Back at Vallaki, it was like 3 a.m. They were exhausted. They were wet. They were tired. And they decided to settle down for the night. And then some of our players had dreams that troubled them. The first was Gerhardt, who was in his room alone before he heard someone reading a book. And he turned, and there before him was the Lord Strahd himself. Lord Strahd was flicking through Gerhardt's mysterious book that he dug up from his garden before they journeyed into a very small conversation, brash if not anything else. And Strahd bestowed upon him a gift of a black crystal upon a necklace, and said to Gerhardt to become strong. Gerhardt told Strahd to leave and to get out, and before he knew it, he woke and it was morning. That same night, another one of our characters had a dream, and it was Ella this time. And she too was in her room alone, even though Voldemort was with her that night. Not in a sexual sense, but just because she was completely creeped out. And Lord Strahd appeared in her dream and said, can we have a conversation? And she was like, okay, but I'm not scared in that kind of way. And they talked, and Strahd said that Madame Eva was the one that brought them here, and he was not. He would send them back if he could. And to truly break the curse, they would need to seek out the Amber Temple. Because if they do what Madame Eva does, yes, Strahd would be defeated for a short time and the suns could shine, but the whole cycle would begin again. Ella searched her gut, and she felt that Strahd was telling the truth. And so when she awoke, she went to tell her companions immediately. Well, almost immediately. First, they had a conversation with Rictavio, or Rudolf von Richtgen. Rudolf said, obviously, the Devil Strahd is obviously the Devil Strahd, and that he is a blight upon this land and should be destroyed, and that our companion should seek out help of the were-ravens, or what he suspected were the were-ravens, which everyone kind of knows by now they're were-ravens. And they all agreed on that they were going to do something, which I don't really remember. And that was the end of the session. So it is early morning. You have spoken to Rudolf. Voldemort, you've had your crosswords with him and gave him a nasty, nasty burn. And he needed to go to the burn unit. Yeah, take it away.
So where are we all at the moment? Are we still at the inn, yes?
Yes, you should all be at the inn.
Okay. Right, okay, assuming that everybody's just sort of either gathered outside or inside, it's Gerhardt is going to actually just sort of approach everybody and just basically suggest, before we go, there is something I wish to speak to you all about.
Well, of course, my boy. What is it?
Yes, tell us, please.
He looks around suspiciously and he just lowers his voice. Just, not here. Come, accompany me to von Richten's room. There we can discuss this in private.
So we left Van Richten's room to your room to speak in private. Now we go back to his room to speak in private again?
He has wards established that will prevent unfriendly ears from listening in.
Okay.
You have unhealthy obsession with his quarters.
I look at Gwydion.
Gerhardt's face is deadly serious and he just says, perhaps after hearing what I've got to say, you will also.
Love van Richten's
And he-
room.
he just-
Okay.
He's already turned and he's made his way up there.
I
Gideon
will
wants to
follow
follow.
him.
Absolutely.
While we walk there, Ella says to Gideon, by the way, thank you for having my bag. I really appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem. You've never led us astray, so of course.
You know me for about 3 days now, so that's not very long. But thank you nonetheless.
I'm a very trusting type, I must admit.
Yeah, I mean, I took you by the hand and you followed me to Barovia, me and Finny, so indeed.
As I overhear that conversation, I just shake my head and chew on a piece of dried parsnip.
Wait, no pickles?
Pickles go bad in like 10 hours after you take them out of the jar. Of course, he has like dried parsnip with him for snacks.
I see.
Right.
Sound reasoning.
Listen, I may dash into deadly night without even thinking about it, but I take my food very seriously.
Hard to come by in Barovia, so. Unless you're a vampire.
When we come back to the room, is that warding still active? I mean, it's not something that's permanently. It was something that would
They
have
last,
moved to pass
yeah,
it, right?
they last an hour, and with your conversation and then your after conversation, it's only been like 30 minutes. So you have 30
yeah.
minutes left.
That's what I figured.
Perfect.
Anyway, so everybody's inside, I take it. Yeah, no, nice. Anyway, so he just turns over to everybody, and he has a sort of serious look on his face. Forgive me, all of you, for not speaking of this sooner. Events have moved far more quickly than I could have imagined. But it seems this is the best time to discuss this vital matter with you. No doubt you have all noticed the preparations being made for the Festival of the Blazing Sun.
Oh, yes.
It's quite hard to miss, to be fair.
The signs and all.
And we saw the stuff from the last festival. The wolf heads on pikes.
Tell me, has anybody told you why we hold these festivals?
It's magic, right?
It is supposed to be
Something
something to
supposed
keep
to
Strahd
be?
away, right?
In a manner of speaking.
Does it actually work, or is it superstition?
A difficult question to answer. Were you to ask one of the townsfolk, you will see them snap their fingers and spit on the ground while cursing Strahd's name. The festivals are merely another form of that very same superstition. Legend holds that Strahd's evil is kept at bay by these festivals, but I have long had my own doubts.
I did feel some sense of magic when I investigated the surroundings of the festival. I cannot tell what kind of magic, but it seems to be needing recharged.
It was a church. Go on, just making sure you knew that.
Yeah.
Cool, we're good then.
In any case, I do not know the truth of it. I have my suspicions, but nothing more. But this also brings me to the real reason I have gathered you here. He looks at the ground slightly hesitating, as if, even though they're in complete private, he's a little afraid to bring it up. But finally he says, I want to warn you all that you are being watched constantly. I've made mention that the burgomeister of this town, Baron Vargas, is a man of ill reputation, but I must now impress on you how dangerous he truly is.
Is he a vampire lord too?
I think that would be simpler, but no. He is the leader of this town, has been for a long time. The city guard might be commanded by the guard captain, but it is Baron Vargas and his right-hand man, Isaac Stasny, who wield the true power.
Do you think he might be one of Strahd's minions?
Again, I do not know. All I know is that he's a nobleman. He's one that brooks no dissent nor arguments. You will know him if you see him. He parades in fine clothes, but always wears a breastplate and rapier. A paranoid man. As if he needed those. His 2 mastiffs are enough to keep away any threats.
I must say... Oh, go ahead.
Except her. Think more about a pompous son of a good father. He is nothing more but a shadow of the previous Baron.
But you say he's dangerous? And do you
Like-
think he's going to stop us from our efforts?
It is not just his henchmen and his dogs, his disposition. He is, at the end of the day, the nobleman of this town. If you anger him, he will have them all carrying torches and pitchforks, baying for your blood. He's dangerous in his own right, but he has the entirety of Thalaki's guard at his disposal. That is nearly 24 strong shields and blades.
What
If you
is
see him... Sorry, go on.
Right.
What exactly is it you be leading up to here, matey? Because you're talking about all this almost like you're kind of expecting him to be coming after us for some reason.
Vargas is convinced, or is he? Maybe not convinced himself, but he has convinced others that the key to warding off the influence of Strahd is to follow his instructions to the letter. The reason I mention this now is tomorrow is the day of the festival of the blazing sun. During this day, like any other festival day, Vargas's temper will be especially brittle. If you see him, bow your head. Do not give offense. If you do, you will likely be arrested, and there is little any of us will be able to do for one another if that happens. It will be best to simply not draw attention. If he approaches you,
Sorry?
if he just sort of looks at you as if to sort of emphasize it now, he says, if Baron Vargas approaches you, any of you, speak humbly until he leaves.
Okay. But I
Pray
have
to
a-
whatever... Go on, sorry.
so sorry.
And I want to say something. I'm going to interrupt you as well to say that everyone raise your glasses.
Cheers, Renee.
Cheers.
How did you know? Renee, cheers.
I'm
In case you
excited.
didn't know, when you're watching this stream, you are earning XP, and you can spend XP that you earn by watching us. You don't need to spend any bits or any money or anything like that to influence the game. Simply click the redemptions button on the screen, or if you're using a mobile, in the redemptions button at the bottom. Okay, cheers, Renee.
Cheers.
Yeah, and you can also use it to interrupt my monologue. That's good as well.
Okay, you may
I'm kidding.
continue.
So he's actually going to look at Ella specifically. Pray to whatever god you worship, that he simply ignores you. But whatever you do, mind your tongue in private company. Many quiet words have found just the wrong ears, and those who spoke them never return.
But this festival of yours, I mean, what kind of behaviour is expected of the people? Apart from the old, eyes downcast and all that kind of thing, I mean, is there any sort of events you have to attend or anything like that?
He just kind of scratches his head, the back of his neck, and he says, I do not know how to compare it. These are the only festivals I have ever known. There is food, drink, dancing. I do not know if festivals are any different in your land.
So,
Well,
wandering the streets at that time of day is not the kind of thing that's going to get us in trouble. We're not going to get slapped with a fine for going and tasting the food out of turn or anything like that.
The best I can say is act as you would in any other civilized town. Give no offense, but do not speak ill of the festival or of Vargas. Even if you doubt that it truly holds magical power, do not express that doubt. Vargas is a famously prickly man, and if he gives offense, and if he takes offense, that will only ever mean ill things for you.
I have a good idea. Something occurred to me while you were talking, and Danica, the wife of the owner of this tavern, who is most likely also a rare raven, told us that they were missing their last wine, right? They were waiting for more wine to come in and it didn't come. So maybe if we go and look for the wine, because you said that maybe the townfall might be upset if the festival is to be held without wine. So we could basically get two birds with one stone, right? We could make the were-ravens be more inclined to help us, and we could also make the Baron happy when we get the wine that is needed for his festival to be a success.
I
That's
suppose
a wonderful idea.
that's one way of looking at it. I mean, it might not be best that we broadcast it if he has to got the wine back, as the Baron might be wanting to mate us, if that's the case. And I think we'd better be, trying to avoid the fella by all accounts.
Yeah, but I mean, it would show that we are outsiders who don't want to disturb the peace or something like that, but we are here to, I don't know, help them?
And to be fair, for my own part, I might possibly owe it to the Were Ravens to kind of help him out a wee bit,
Yeah.
Just make sure there's no bad feelings.
If we do anger the burgomaster, we risk being run out of town and not having access to the were-ravens. So being on his good side is very important, I think.
I do not know if he truly prioritizes the drunkenness of Valaki's citizens.
But he's very...
But
If
anything that makes the festival run smoother has got to be better than something that's going to cause a bit of a discrepancy.
I agree. Appearing to take the festival more seriously would likely elevate you in his eyes.
Oh, I've got no intention of being anywhere near the boy's eyes. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get changed right after this. This is a very self-conscious look down at his flamboyant suit.
He's actually going to look a little bit thoughtful, Gerhardt, and he says, there is one more thing you have reminded me of. It may or may not be connected to Vargas, but I have picked up rumors from the guard. 2 members of the Baron's household have gone missing as of late. His butler and the Baroness in waiting, to be specific. No details have been made available to the guard, meaning Baron Vargas does not want anyone to know the circumstances of their disappearance. His favour may not be favourable itself to hold.
There's an unmistakable twinkle in Finney's eye. The Baroness in waiting, you say? Now, what kind of a lady be she?
A missing one.
It's a damsel in distress! We have to help to save her!
Oh, of course, yes, absolutely. Can't be letting that kind of thing happen under his nose, isn't it, can we?
Add it to the list of side quests, right?
Guys, you've only done 3%.
God damn it.
Never tell me the stats.
Achievement hunters.
I know how to get you hooked. Right, guys. So what are you going to do? Who are you going to go speak to first?
Or when is it the festival starts? Is it tonight? Or the afternoon?
Tomorrow, I thought.
So, yeah, so when you went to the town square for the first time, you saw the signs, and basically there was a date there, and it said in 3 days' time.
Yeah, but is it an
you have been
indication of an
in-
evening or a night thing, or is it an all-day thing?
It's an all-day thing.
Okay.
It starts at sunrise.
Right.
Because it's the festival of the sun, kind of need the sun. It would be silly to do it in the evening.
As if the entire premise of making festivals to keep Strahd away isn't stupid enough.
Right.
Might as well hold the festival of the sun good night.
Hey, it could be. It could be a ritual to get the sun back up.
Especially if you can't question the Baron's logic.
Never question a politician's logic.
To drows and vampires, the moon basically is a sun, so...
Yeah.
Okay. There is one more thing.
And one more thing.
God looks a little bit uncomfortable as he says this. He says, "It seems clear to me that I may soon be leaving this town, my lifelong home, never to return. Before I do, there is one last order of business I must resolve. My last unsolved case, to be precise. I'm no longer a guardsman, but it was a promise I made."
Okay.
Well,
And what with
Voldemort
that?
tenses visibly.
Gideon does as well.
What case would that be, my boy?
Yes, tell us.
A week ago, Father Lucian of St. Andrew's Church asked me to track down the bones of St. Andrew himself. Bones that are said to protect the church against evil. I'm no godly man. I long ago cast aside those beliefs, but I did make a promise to Father Lucian, and I intend to keep it.
And whose bones are these exactly? I mean, has he tried looking in the cemetery for a start?
Smack him.
While you guys are talking, I want to look at Voldemort and see if he's reacting, because I'm thinking of the missing daughter at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this isn't the final case that he was talking about, so I'm confused as to...
Yeah.
Voldemort has visibly relaxed, but he looks accepting of that fact, as if he almost blames himself for getting his hopes up.
Would 16 in religion give Ella the knowledge who Saint Andral is?
Please.
Looking
I'm fully
and
picturing
pondering that name.
I'm fully picturing a Telltale's game. Voldemort will remember that.
I am. Sorry, I'm being distracted. No.
Okay.
Just no. Not even if you rolled
Something
a nat 20.
local. Okay.
Yeah, it's something too local that you would know. But if Gerhardt rolled a history check, since he's struggling to remember,
Dear God.
I might grant it.
Okay then, let's do a history check, shall we? Do I have proficiency? I do not, but that's fine. He's only a simple man, alright? He's not a scholar. He's got an excuse for not knowing.
Stop saying that after you look at the dice.
Shut up. No, I haven't. God.
I'm trying to make a check also, but my dice rolled off the table, so I'm gonna be back in a moment after I
I'm
fix it
assuming
out.
it's sorry, go on, I didn't mean to interrupt. Or you finished? Just finished. I only rolled a 6 anyway. So, it's fine.
It's a 14.
Okay, so long time ago when you were in school, Gerhardt, you remember that the St. Andrew did something amazing, and he was buried here for his service under the Morning Lord, but that's all you can remember. You have no idea what it is he did, or.
To be honest, he's actually. I'm actually going to do. He's just going to say that is not important. What is that? His remains were interred at the church, and I've been asked to retrieve them. But there is another possible aspect to this theft.
Who'd
When
want
were
to
they
steal
stolen?
bones? Sorry.
People who want to sell them.
What?
Still,
Finney's obviously having trouble.
That is not what truly concerns me. Around the same time the bones went missing, several bodies were found near the town, drained of blood.
Oh.
The uninitiated or the foolish see mere coincidences. The investigator instead sees a clue.
What if it's not the festivals to keep this town protected, but the bones of a saint buried here? So this is something that we should also consider, right?
It should be, yes. I sensed that the power was waning and the festival is supposed to recharge it, but if the bones are the source, then...
Or maybe the church has been desecrated by the theft of the bones. Maybe it's not the bones itself, but the theft.
Most in Vallaki accepts the truths they are presented with.
Yeah, well.
I do not.
So,
As a former As a former investigator, I have long trained myself not to simply see things at face value. This is a small matter, one that I doubt we will see to its true conclusion, but the effort must be made on my part. You have all proven more than capable thus far, and I can't imagine better company for solving this mystery.
So, let me get this straight. The bones are supposed to be tied to the whole protection from Strahd thing across the whole town, right? Quite possibly.
Merely that it is said, they are said to protect the church against evil. Whether this protection applies to all of Vallaki, I cannot say. You must ask Father Lucian for the details.
So all
I'm
I'd
not
be thinking
a
then,
religious.
all I'd be
I'm not
thinking is who would stand to benefit from taking the protection from the church and applying it elsewhere? What's the most valuable thing in town? And I'm going to guess it involves the Burgermeister.
Possibly. But the coincidence that the bloodless bodies were found at the same time is too great to ignore. That is why I truly agreed to help Father Lucian.
And the bodies were outside the town?
Were they outside the town, sorry?
No,
Man,
inside.
said they're found. Yeah, inside, sorry.
And whereabouts in the town?
And that was the first time that there were bloodless bodies in town?
Some appear from time to time, but far more have appeared since a week ago than usual. It is not uncommon to see such grim sights.
What is there?
Spots.
Were they found near the church, or is there any sort of pattern to where they're placed? Or found?
I would explain along the way, but I take it this means that you will help me.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
I'd be
Of course we will.
quite amenable to the idea. And Finney definitely seems to be mulling certain things over in his mind there.
Yeah, Gideon too. He's stroking his beard and he'll say,
Unless the vampires catapulted the corpse into town, it seems the protection is not working as intended, so...
That or stealing the protection has allowed this to happen.
That's what I'm guessing.
These are the main matters I wish to bring to your attentions. I appreciate your help.
But why actually it might be worth speaking to this priest here, because if there's been people making inquiries about the bones beforehand, it might give us something to start with.
Then it only remains to be asked, who will do what?
What, you're not planning on going to speak to the guy yourself?
It seems that we have many things to do, and very precious little time to do them in. Perhaps it would be better if we split up.
Dan's face said it all.
Yeah, no, Gideon's shaking his head.
After last night, I do not think we
No,
would survive.
we should stick together. Safety in numbers.
We will help you, and to be honest, you're the closest thing we have to a leader. Here in this place, we don't know.
Coming from a guardsman, the decision to split up doesn't sound like what a guardsman would do. Considering you are about to go and find either a grave robber who is not afraid of receiving a curse from a god, or an entirely corrupt government of the local town.
I only intended splitting up to ask questions about town, but I see your points.
Should we run into the Burgermeister? It would be handy not to be apart, just in case.
That as well as a wise point.
Just one more thing. If the festival is tomorrow and the Rare Ravens need the wine for it, maybe that is the thing that we should take care of first, because I don't know where do you know where they get their wine from and how far that is away? So which one of them is more time sensitive is what I'm asking. What should we start with?
Perhaps if we help the were-ravens, they might be able to help us locate the bones.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And if they've been wandering around the town, they might have seen things that even the guardsmen might miss.
Jason, it cut you out for a second.
Sorry, Gar's just going to mutter, "Oh, a were-raven." He decides to silently chuckle to himself and shake his head in sort of slight, mild disbelief.
What, you don't think they're a thing?
I've known him my whole life. It is simply hard to believe. That is not to say that I disbelieve it.
Harder to believe than vampires or dark gods.
He'll raise an eyebrow and then just kind of smile, just like he's not making fun of you, but he's just pointing that out.
As I said, my friend, in Vallaki you are expected to swallow some truths without question.
Certainly.
Well, before we go anywhere, I was going to go to get out of these clothes. If we're going to try and sneak about without the Burgermeister seeing me, this might be a little bit self-defeating. Much as I'd like it.
No,
wearing
he would
something
love
different.
your clothes.
Finney stands
Yeah,
a little
says,
bit taller and a little bit more smug at that, but takes the comment in stride.
I will question Erwin about the wine. Perhaps he has not yet heard that I have resigned from the guard. Even then, I do not think that will be an issue.
Sure, see you downstairs then.
Yes, let's meet downstairs.
Right, so Finney's going to head back to his room and get changed into a significantly more drab outfit. Touched on it briefly last time, but again, it's just a mix of browns, greys, blacks. Bit of a basic cloak to him. It's what a halfling would wear to go stealing. It's the kind of vibe here. He's going to make sure everything else is safely packed up in his backpack.
Not to look like a thief. He is dressing up like a thief.
Basically, not to look like got whatever the hell he normally looks like, whatever you class that as.
Inconspicuous thief.
Yeah.
Or conspicuous thief.
To be fair, with the rest of the description of everybody in town, he's not going to look a million miles off from them.
Yeah. Gideon's still got your old clothing on as well. So
I take offense to Finney's statement. My sense of national pride over Barovia is being questioned.
Cultural appropriation, that's what it is.
by a hen, no less.
Huh?
Oh,
Wait a second, what?
those fighting words.
It's called hen!
Yeah, we don't lay eggs.
You sure?
I don't know. I've only seen you for like 2 days now. I don't know how you procreate.
Hey, getting called a hen is better than getting called a cock, so.
I tried
Hey!
Right, we went 39 minutes without a dick joke.
I'm sorry.
Well done.
That's
I
way
said
do want to
more.
make. I do want to make a halfling called Forsk now.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Okay.
Anyway,
Moving swiftly on.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? Where are you going? Who are you going to go talk to?
Downstairs to the tap room, right?
Yeah.
Off you go.
Yep, Gar's down there.
I'm going ahead, jumping the stairs down.
And then a vampire attacks you. No, checking.
No. Say no.
Waldemar actually takes a few minutes to recuperate in his room to calm down because he's fuming inside.
Okay.
I understand.
So you
Okay.
downstairs?
Yep.
The tavern is as bustling as ever with its one patron and its one serving wench.
Okay,
Busy
well,
period.
Yep. So Gerhardt's actually going to approach Erwin, and he's just going to rest on the bar, and He said, I hear you are having delivery trouble, so
Owen, he's busy preparing dough on the back counter, and he turns his shoulder over to look at you and goes, before he turns back.
Is Danica in?
have you reported this to the guard?
Why would I go do that?
A good question. But regardless, this is missing property. Then perhaps it would be wise to inform someone who may be able to do something about it.
The property didn't get stolen from here. It just hasn't arrived yet.
Which road was it traveling upon?
The old Salovich Road, which everyone travels on.
Has anything else, have any other deliveries failed to turn up?
Not that I'm aware.
Okay, is anybody else there with him?
Yeah, Gideon would be standing nearby at least.
Yeah, and I want to see if Danica is there. She's much nicer than her husband.
Okay, so actually, you guys just going to look to him now. Assuming the old Svalich Road is the one of Valaki to Barovia village, yeah?
It's the main road, yes.
Yeah. As one might have assumed, the delivery was traveling along the main road through the kingdom, the old Svalich Road from Barovia village.
And is this where the vineyard is, where they make the wine? Or there must be some vineyard or something where they make the wine, right? Do they make wine the normal way in Barovia, or is it something very, very, very weird here? They do create wine.
It's probably milk from a werewolf, says Finney as he joins the group.
In this sunless place, it could be different. I'm not sure.
That's true. So where do they make the wine?
I do it is all too important. Perhaps we should, if we are going to make good time, we should begin along the old Svalich Road and investigate any signs of disturbance.
Well,
A
what
wagon
kind of...
carrying wine will leave wide tracks. Its disappearance should be obvious if it is violent.
I think if you try to track something down that went missing, you should know where it originated from. You, as an investigator, should know that. Do you know where it comes from?
She talks business.
Okay. Then was a
okay, so
the
it's
Barovian
from no, it's not from the Barovian village. It's from a very distinct vineyard that makes very fine wines, and it's called the Wizard of Wines. They do.
Thank you. So, so basically it says the vineyard you speak of is called the Wizard of Wines.
And you know where it is?
Yeah, I can lead you to it. How far is it away? How far is it in terms of time?
In terms of time, you're going to have to bear with me because I didn't get that map up. I have every other map up, not that one.
Thank you.
Can
God, who'd have thought we'd focus on the booze?
Leonie, can I roll a history check to see if my beginning alcoholic Waldemar knows more about the wine?
No.
Oh.
Of course you can. Why would I say no?
I don't know. Maybe you just disapprove of Waldemar being an alcoholic. It's 16. How much does he know about wine?
Okay, well, I'm going to just have to...
Gideon does wink and say,
Oh, that's what they called me in my younger days, Wizard of Wine.
I do not wish to learn what you did to deserve that.
I would like to know what you did.
I go back to my room.
Broken prestidigitation.
Woohoo!
That's
Sounds very
cheating.
interesting.
It's amazing what you can come up with imaginatively when you're not sober.
Do you think you could teach me that spell one day? Because it's so useful.
One day, perhaps. And he snaps a finger and a little spark comes out.
Okay. I have the answer now. So it's beyond where Voldemort lives. It's beyond Argynvost. It's about double the length, so it's about 8 hours away.
Yeah. So he's just going to continue. So it will be about an 8-hour walk. So if we hope to return to Vallaki in time, we will need to go now. Even then, it is likely we will not arrive back before nightfall. It is beyond Argynvost.
Right. And how long ago was it supposed to be here?
Oh, we were told that, were we?
No,
No, we weren't. Okay.
just that it's overdue.
Ah, okay.
All right, but we're still within earshot of the barkeep,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but he doesn't like you much.
Righty,
okay,
if you want to be...
just going to turn over. The girl's just going to put a hand up as if to say, let me hand it. Says, when was it due to arrive? Oh,
About 2 weeks ago.
That's going to be one cold trail.
No, scrap that.
okay.
3 days ago.
Well, that's not too bad. I think we might have time to find something out about that.
For an 8-hour journey on foot, that is a very long time.
Could you not hire a horse? Or a cart or something? You
The
do
cart
have
will-
horses and
will
carts
go
in
slowly.
Barovia, right?
The cart is easier to attack.
With all the wolves in the forest, that doesn't bode well for that delivery, right? Or for whoever mans the wagon with the wine on.
Many things in this forest perhaps could have caused this. Wolves or
People.
But the thing to think about is, if it's delayed quite as much as that, it might not be that it got delayed en route. There might be a problem with the winery itself.
That
Oh,
was
that's a
my
good
thinking.
one.
For all we know,
Hey.
Bluto could have stolen it.
He didn't look quite as
He
drunk
has the
as...
fakes, right? He didn't get any wine, so he wasn't. It couldn't be him.
Considering how adept he is at theft, I find that doubtful.
Hmm. Hey,
Regardless, Gar's just going to place sort of a hand on his sword, and he says, "We must make a move now if we hope to reach it before nightfall and arrive back before the festival begins."
Ella looks at Gwydion with big eyes and like, how big are the chances that you, who has been called a wizard of wine, can just summon wine? You are a great wizard, right? You know magic.
I don't think I could summon wine. I could flavor water like wine for up to an hour, but...
Would it get people drunk?
Finney's face has gone from abject adoration and just anticipation to a complete and utter crumbling disappointment within the space of about 2 seconds.
Once he hears it won't make anybody drunk.
I see. So let's go and find out what happened to the real wine. Or the vineyard.
Is there no stables nearby that we can travel that bit faster?
Sorry, we're just actually waiting for a DM to get back.
No
Also, I
problems.
didn't quite catch that. I think that got a bit broken up for me. Was that
I shall wait until the DM returns. And there she is. I was wondering if there's any sort of stables in the local area that we could use for travelling faster, horses to rent or anything that like.
There is actually. There's a stables right behind this tavern.
I was about to say, was he actually asking why you...
Finney was phrasing the question out, yes.
Yes, it was like... right, so hearing that, Gal's just again going to turn back. He says, "Owen, how much for a horse?"
Normally 10 silver for a day, but for you, 1 gold.
Oh,
Well, hold on a minute. How much wine exactly is supposed to be getting to the tavern? Because we're going to need something to transport it in if we do find it, if it's, bigger than we can carry.
The man makes a point. Gerhard says.
Kind of daft not to issue as a cart, if you don't want us to cart it back.
Owen sighs a massive sigh of defeat. His shoulders drop, and he turns to you. He turns to you, and he says, "Listen, I know what you want, but I don't like any of you. Not after what you nearly did to my son.
You're what now?
My son."
He
Now,
means the raven you nearly shot
you
out
fool!
of the air.
You fool! He says.
Look, I didn't. To be perfectly honest with you, fella, I apologise. I didn't know at the time. I'm new in town. I thought they were just birds.
If you want my cooperation, this is what I suggest for you. You head out to the Wizard of Winery and find out why our wine stopped. There are carts there, there are horses there, there are beasts of burden there. Find out why the wine stopped, and I will be more cooperative.
Yeah, that's a fair enough point to me.
And you will allow the horse for a reasonable fee in order to help you.
You
I
don't
trust.
need it. You don't need it.
We just walk over to the winery and then there is everything we need to bring the wine here.
Very well. That was not too difficult, was it?
He grunts at you and turns back to his work.
Gideon's going to linger for a minute after everyone leaves.
Several sod.
When we leave, I say to Gerhard, you shouldn't have said mean things about his food. It's so delicious and you were mean and now he's grumpy and everything is adding up. He has been grumpy to begin with from what I heard. And
But to be fair, if I nearly shot his son, I can kind of understand why.
yes, I do. I also understand.
If the shambling corpse can forgive and forget, then so can he.
Shambling corpse has no stakes in this life anymore. Do not underestimate a father who is angry about his children.
Nice.
Spoken from the true father of Barovia.
Yeah, silent half the population. Alright guys, just setting up.
Gideon's going to linger, and he's actually going to slide 2 gold pieces onto the counter, just kind of discreetly, and say to the tender, I can't remember his name, I know we just said it.
Owen.
Owen. So he's going to say that, or to Erwin, he's going to say,
We appreciate your assistance, and if it had come to it, I would have helped your son. I apologize for the misunderstanding.
and he'll just slide the 2 gold. He asked for 1, so he's going to give him 2 just to try to soften his mood. He's just going to nod and then turn to walk out.
As he turns to walk out, he says, "You can have the horse."
Gideon will bow lower than you normally would and tell him,
Thank you. You are most kind. Do not worry, your food is delicious. Our friend is merely grumpy.
and then he'll turn to leave.
Fair enough. So you have 1 horse between the 5 of you.
And I'll come out and I'll say,
Good news, everyone.
no copyright.
I've got a visual now.
So do I. Excellent. Well done.
And I'll tell them that I did manage to secure 1 horse.
Sorry.
The small ones go on the horse.
And the old ones.
I'm not getting on the thing, but the guy's entirely in the right to refuse it after what I've done, so I'll do my penance.
Your legs are still twice as short as his, and I pointed Gwydion.
You'd be quite surprised at how fast I can go when I need to, laddie.
I know, but usually you don't.
No, but I can keep the pace with the rest of you, don't you worry.
So are we going to utilize the horse?
Well, I'd said your good self has earned yourself the place on the horse, moving each other with the fella, and of course, we've got a lady in the party after all.
Yes! I mean, we could use it. Maybe the wagon is somewhere in the bushes and we have to pull it out. A horse would be quite handy then.
Excellent. So Gideon will go make preparations to use the horse then and bring it along. And then if anyone wants to ride, just go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Okay, so is anyone going to the stables?
Yes, I'll go to the stables.
Okay, so you go to the stables, and there are 2 horses. One of them is very well kept, has a braided mane and tail with flowers in it, and right in front of her gate is a very flowery placard that has all her name written in calligraphy. Spit that out, Leona. And like daisies around it and stuff. Yeah, calligraphy.
Nailed it.
I know, right? I've only been saying it all week.
Words of wisdom with Dungeon Master Leonie.
Pardon? Oh, right. Sorry, I just caught that.
And the other one? Or the name?
It has no name.
So what's written on the side?
And the name, and it's on the other side. And the name that's on the placard is the same name that you saw in Victavio's journal, and I can't remember what it is.
That's an unusual name.
Jeff.
Well, a moment.
Keith.
Buttercup.
Keith the horse.
No, it's not. It's Drusilla.
What?
Drusilla?
Drusilla. Okay.
I rename her honey bun and roll for animal handling.
And the other horse?
And it's 22.
Never mind.
Drusilla sniffs at you with her and moves her muzzle forward with a super soft, amazing, feels like kitten feathers nose, and she sniffs you. She can smell honey cakes on you, and she makes a noise impatiently, as if expecting something.
I don't care which horse Gwydion is taking. I'm feeding honey bun every single bit of dried parsnip I have on me.
Oh god, she gobbles that up.
She's a good girl. I pet her on the head.
I think so. Okay.
Yeah, we'll pat that horse on the nose.
She's pretty. Let's take her.
Is it ours? Is it the one he intended us to take?
Are there other horses around?
Yeah, so there's one other horse, and this one is pretty normal looking. It's not as pretty. Doesn't have a name tag, but it's saddled.
I think he probably meant the less important looking horse. It should do, though.
Okay.
Good luck befriending a horse after saying that.
I'm now going to roll to see if the horse understood you. And I just got my dice everywhere. I can't use them now.
Aha!
It's gonna be a tangled situation when the horse is already pissed at Gwydion and doesn't follow anything.
I got a nat 20.
So the horse can understand him.
It doesn't count.
Oh, a horse doesn't like me.
Yeah, although it cannot understand your language, this horse, it stamps its foot and it raises its head and it looks pretty pissed.
Oh, Gerhardt's going to wander over to it and see if we can calm it down. Animal handling.
Everyone's gonna piss off that horse so much.
Let's see.
You know, the skill that everyone says is useless. I'm going to use it a lot.
That'll be a 21, dirty 21.
Ooh.
He's proficient in animal handling. Thank you very much. Yes.
Oh. You only said
Nice.
the other day that was useless. Was a useless skill, and I was like, not so much. Well, look who's talking.
Yes.
You stroke the creature's nose and rub its neck, and it seems to calm.
Don't listen to that wizard. It's okay.
He doesn't say. He's just grim faced as he soothes the horse, and brings it out. Yeah, I'm the horse whisperer. Horse. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he takes it out of the stable and leads it out and presents it for whoever wants to ride it.
Episode 4, Jason turns into a Pokemon.
If we can get Barovia to be a dating sim and a Pokemon sim, let's do it. Gotta catch them all.
So Finney's going to attempt to catch Ella's eye and kind of just stand next to the horse with his hands together so to give her a leg up.
Right, so you guys are like 3 foot.
Yes.
2 foot? Okay, and you're 2 foot.
Yes.
And a horse is 7 to 8 foot tall. So
Nothing
even if you were going to boost her up, combined you're only 5
I think
foot.
seeing this, Gerhardt's actually just going to reach
No,
her
I'm
hand
going
out
to
to Ella.
parkour up that horse. Just watch. I use the foothold that Finney's creating and do this flip and then climb up like a monkey. And I rolled a 17.
Seeing as Finney's
22.
seeing as Finney's helping, does she have advantage on that?
She rolled
Oh,
a
yeah.
22. She managed.
Still,
to
you know.
I could have a.
Could have done
no,
better.
I rolled the same thing again.
Oh, guys,
Mhm.
reminds me. I'm just going to tell you now because I'm going to forget because that's what I do. That Anne or Voldemort,
Yes.
Finney, and Gerhard, you all have advantage for 1 roll. And you can choose what row it is.
Okay.
And the silver tree. So thank you very much, the silver tree.
Hey,
Oh,
cheers.
thank you.
Thank you. You're awesome.
I'm gonna
just
make
to-
all the horses hate Gerhard.
Okay. And just to remind everyone, while you are watching the stream, God, you guys are terrible. While you guys are watching the stream, you are earning XP. And by spending that XP that you earn, you can affect the game in many ways by giving our players advantage or disadvantage, or me advantage and disadvantage. There are loads and loads of options. Simply click the redemption button on screen if you're on a computer, and the redemption button if you're on a mobile.
Yeah,
You
you're
don't
earning
need to speed
XP.
bits or anything.
So you're earning XP a hell of a lot quicker than we are. So go nuts.
When we say redemption, please give that redemption to us.
Not to Strahd.
Or maybe you do. Do you want to see how evil I can get? I can get pretty evil.
Oh dear.
How quickly can we TPK?
Let's
Reverse
say
psychology.
No.
All right, moving swiftly on.
So Ella is sitting on the back of the horse, and she's just so tiny. There's room enough for more.
You're a small creature, and this is a large creature. This is
yeah.
ridiculous. There's so much space on this horse. You could probably get 10 halflings up there.
Does it feel like does the horse kind of swish at you?
This isn't a clown car. We're not going to try and find out how many halflings fit on the back of the horse.
I feel like
I'm
that's
petting-
equated
I'm
to
petting
happen.
the mane, and I'm trying to feed it a crumpled biscuit, and the poor horse has to. It's like very
The
far.
horse is shaking about like a fly.
No!
Whacking you with its tail.
Are there any apples nearby in the stalls or any hay or anything?
Oh,
that
forget the
the
fucking
horse
horse.
would eat?
Boom. No.
Well,
Calm
before I
down.
get on it, I just want to make sure he's friendly towards me. I don't want him to bucking both of us off because of something I said.
You can give him the biscuits, and I hold it out.
So I'll attempt to appease the horse by feeding it a biscuit and just say,
Sorry for what I said. You're quite a fine horse.
I don't even know what you should. Persuasion? What would you roll for that?
Maybe animal handling or persuasion.
Yeah, I think animal handling is more
Oh my
fitting.
god. Use
Oh, I
advantage.
got a 12.
Yeah, it's good enough. It reluctantly takes it from you.
Oh,
Let's see the start of a great friendship.
I'll pat him on that
Insult
shoulder.
it, and then
I'll pat him on that shoulder hunch and then climb on up.
Okay, you guys setting off.
Yes.
I don't know, are we? Or anybody else want to try and do something with the horse while we can?
I didn't start this Pokemon sim, Jason.
I'm gonna kill it when we get there. I'm gonna slit its throat. Focus.
After we find the wagon and take it back.
Yes, then I'm gonna kill the horse just to spite you.
And Erwin.
Right. Okay, so we're setting off then.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's get
So
moving.
you need to head west. You need so Barovians. You need to head to the Wizard of Wine's place. You need to head out the west gate.
Right. Okay.
So back past the church.
It's through the Sunset Gate. Yes, it's right.
I'm sure it is. I'm not looking it up.
One thing I do remember. Okay. As they go out the door, Gerhard gives a curt nod to the guard station there. And boom.
Cool.
As they're travelling through the countryside, as and when they get to it, Finney's going to be looking for flowers to pick as well.
As you know, there are not many flowers in Barovia.
No?
Occasionally you find those lovely cornflower things you found the first time.
Sweet. And he's going to slip one somewhere on his outfit. Despite the fact that he's gone for the mundane one, he's still going to stick a flower in it.
So, as soon as you leave the town of Finaki, it's a grim day. It's not windy today, it's not raining, but the ground is very wet and very sludgy. The sky is moody, like Erwin is moody, and the horse is moody. And everything just seems very dank. And on the horizon, heading towards you, are storm clouds. Or what appears to be very dark storm clouds.
It's fine weather today.
It's a pretty fine day for a Barovian day.
Giving us a
And,
flashback to deja vu to the same conversation.
And you travel for an hour, and everything's fine. Obviously, you see the wolves in the forest and in the woods, and they don't attack you. They just watch you, and they disappear, and then they reappear. You see no sign of mist. There's no mist about.
You were sure correct when you said we were being watched. This is harrowing, having these beasts so close.
I'm
And-
keeping an eye out for anything unusual, like wagon tracks that disappear into the bushes or stuff like that. And I have a wait a second. I have a 23 on perception, so I'm
Okay,
What's
so you
it
look at the tracks, and apart from animal tracks and what looks to be older wagon cart tracks, but they look like they're heading into town undisturbed. But you do notice that the storm clouds are coming in incredibly close and very fast. And as you get into the second hour of your travel, the horse you are riding becomes very, very disturbed and reluctant to move on.
Gerhardt's going to try and calm it.
yeah, animal handling, right?
Yes. Shall roll for animal handling.
Does the cloud move against
20,
wind or something?
It's
Rude.
moving on naturally.
Unnaturally. Okay.
Roll a rude 20 for animal handling.
You manage to coax the horse on for 15 more minutes. But then there is a sound of horses running towards you. Many horses. Travelling at a frightful speed, almost as fast as that dark cloud is travelling towards you. And as the sound grows nearer and nearer and nearer, the horse becomes completely erratic. It starts to rise up on its haunches and bray and neigh in panic.
Yeah. Guard's just going to grab the reins or the bits and just try to kind of whoa. This is, although it's actually the sound of hooves are now pretty clear for everybody. It's everybody else.
I think about getting down.
I rolled a 19 on animal handling to calm it down.
your calming it down does not work and it starts to buck.
Let's get down off the horse.
Yes,
I actually need you guys to make me an athletics check.
Can Gerhardt's actually already in the position to help Ella, especially in case she falls. She's only tiny.
Can I do an acrobatics to
Yes,
just,
I will.
salto?
I will accept an acrobat.
So 10 XP for our lovely viewers because I rolled a nat 20.
Nat 20 for everybody! Yay! So every time our players roll a natural 20, everyone who's watching the chat gets an additional 10 XP.
And they should take a drink.
Yes,
And everyone takes a drink.
part of it.
Woohoo!
A
I would like
trampled
to...
wizard because I rolled a 1.
Oh
You rolled in
no!
that one. Okay. Well, we have one nat
Can,
20.
Can
Do I have to roll acrobatics as well? Or
just people who are on the horse, I think.
Just people on the horse, please.
Gerhardt, because as I said, Gerhardt's getting ready to catch anybody who might fall. Is that
Okay, then I would like you to
necessary?
roll me a straight dexterity check.
Okay.
Catch the falling wizard, since you were ready for that.
I pray, because you're going to break a fucking hip if it doesn't go right.
I got Featherfall.
6. Sorry. Too slow.
In the moment
Gerhard,
that he misses, I will cast Featherfall if I have a chance.
does prestidigitation fix broken hips?
okay, I'm going to say that falling off a horse, you're not exactly falling off a cliff or a mountain. It's a little bit too quick. Actually, is Featherfall an action or a bonus action?
It's a reaction, I think.
It's, I think, I'm not sure, I'll check.
Yeah,
It's a reaction.
That is
Is it
said
a
in
reaction?
action.
Then
You'll be
yeah.
wrong.
Then maybe I can't do it unless I said I was going to. Yeah, it is a 1 reaction, which you take. When you are
If it's a reaction, it means it's not premeditated.
Okay, since it's a reaction, I will allow you to cast Featherfall. So
Okay.
let me just describe that for you. So you've done that. So the horse bucks, you fall. You're going to land in this horrible mud, possibly break a hip. But since you knew it was coming, this creature is going nuts. You say the incantations, you wave your hands in time, and you just gently float down.
Can I just say how silly this is going to look? Gerhardt lunges to catch a wizard who's falling very slowly and still reacting to starting to catch him.
I imagine like either he whips through your arms like a feather whip, or like
No, I
you miss-
think it's just going to be a case of fall.
Excellent.
Lovely.
Okay. Guys, I understand you haven't got your 10 XP yet, but that's fine. I'm making note of how many we're doing, and I'll do it just before the end or during our break, which we'll be having one fairly soon, because I need to rest my voice. Everyone else okay? Everyone else been good? Yeah?
Mhm.
Good. Alrighty. So, anyway. So, the horse
Next on
box...
the Three Stooges.
Are you guys holding on to the horse?
No, I didn't.
Let go, obviously.
I saltoed down.
Okay. Voldemort, did you take hold of the horse?
I was trying to calm it down.
Okay,
So-
okay. No one took hold of the horse. The horse completely bolts
Yeah.
off into the woods. And as it does,
She probably knocks Waldemar because he was probably standing in front of her, trying to with his hands raised.
probably. Do you want to try and dodge it? Can you do me a acrobatics check?
Well, time to fucking die.
You
It's
take
a natural
10.
one.
Oh,
One.
no.
No!
Really?
I'm an old
Advantage?
frail man.
What a night for
Can
this.
I?
Do you want a
No.
picture of my natural one? I can put it in the chat.
no, I
Does
believe
anybody,
you.
does anybody
can
have
take-
advantage? Do we have
I
advantage?
can do it.
Hey,
I
you
can
have,
help.
yes, you have advantage, right?
Yeah.
From
Or is
the
it just-
lab.
I don't
can
want
use
to use it right
divinity.
now.
Ah, okay.
I can use divination to replace it with a 10.
Please don't. We may need to use it when
Okay.
shit goes down.
Okay.
Old men need to mind their hips and use these advantages.
That's why I featherfall.
Excellent.
For Voldemort, this horse knocks you on your arse.
Yes.
And you land in the puddle unceremoniously and very unelegantly with a massive splat, and you take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Gerhard sympathetically offers a hand.
I take it, pull myself up, and just mutter curses in Barovian.
Hey, Gerhard just sort of nods, understanding, and just like gives him a clap on the shoulder. And
As
Yeah, so this
I'm
all
going-
happened very quickly. I'm going to stop you
Yeah.
all there before you decide that you're all helping for 10 minutes.
yeah,
As the horse bolts off to the forest, around the corner is a black carriage with massive gold hubcaps being driven by 4 black, practically wild horses. And it is tearing towards you at breakneck speed.
I get down from the road in order to get run
Yes.
over.
yeah,
Gerhard's just going to
Finney's
say, clear off the road now. And
So it
Finney's going to
hurtles
make
towards-
an attempt to hide in the bushes off to the side of the road.
Okay.
The first roll was shocking, so I'm going to use a luck point on that one, and it's a 19.
Okay. Okay. The carriage hurtles towards you are, and the rider upon it, dressed all in black, because it's just a moving blur, pulls back on the reins and the horses stop. Just before where you were standing, skillfully, despite the speed it was chasing you at. This carriage is huge. Black-red drapes are in its windows. It is gilt and beautiful and very expensive, and upon its doors is the sign of a raven and a castle, an emblem that both Voldemar and Gerhard recognize. The rider, not the rider, coach guard, driver. The driver wears a huge, straight top, almost a top hat, with a mask that covers its face. Its body is too long, its head is too high, and its arms almost seem too short for a creature of its size. It turns its head to you and reaches in to its pocket, pulling out a scroll in a charcoal black skeletal hand.
Ooh.
It reaches towards you, Ella.
Gerhard's going to put a
Okay.
hand to his sword, just in instinct.
And its arm stretches, because it's quite high up. It's almost 10 feet in the air. And it stretches, and it stretches to your height on the ground.
Okay.
And it offers you this letter.
I'm going to take it.
It takes it,
Thank you.
it removes its hand, and it gallops off.
I'm standing there with the letter.
Everyone should be able to see a handout in front of them.
It says loading.
Yeah, it's endlessly loading.
God, what kind of message is this?
It's a scroll.
Oh boy,
It-
it's
it-
large.
yeah, it's huge because I wanted to make it big enough for you to read.
Yeah.
Right.
I
So-
appreciate it.
Okay, it will eventually load and you guys can look at it. However, Ella, open up the link I gave you earlier.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I think that's all
Scrolling
on
was
there.
not a good idea.
Oh, it's there! Yay!
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Long letter.
Very long letter.
I'm going to. Is there a seal on the
Yes,
scroll?
right on the bottom is a seal that was on the doors and a name scratched on it that says Strahd von Zarovich.
Okay. So I very carefully loosen the seal to unfold the letter. And
What does it say? Gerhard asks.
Just a second. I quickly look over it and then I read loud out. Dearest Amastaviella, I hope this letter finds you well and that you may graciously forgive my earlier intrusion. I thought it best that after our conversation I would offer a token of good faith to display my honest intentions and assure you that our exchange was not merely a figment of an imagination unaccustomed to Barovia's particular milieus. In the spirit of our newfound civilized cordiality, one that I trust we mutually share, I extend an invitation to you and your companions to join me in Castle Ravenloft. We have many matters of import to address, and the grim hovels you have seen thus far are unsuitable for both persons of our taste and distinction and the gravity of what we must discuss. While you are here, you are free to enjoy all the comforts my hospitality can provide, from making use of Ravenloft's extensive libraries to dining upon opulent Barovian delicacies at my table in the grand feasting hall. As my honored guest, your safety and succor is guaranteed, and you may consider yourself under my vigilant protection whilst within Ravenloft's wall. When you are ready to pay my humble home a visit, simply bring your friends and my beloved Tatiana to the road near Serfort. My carriage will arrive promptly to provide safe passage to Castle Ravenloft. As I have already made clear, I know that I am a man of my word, and from the moment you step upon the carriage till the moment it leaves you at the pool and departs, no harm will come to your companions nor yourself, my most honored visitor. I eagerly anticipate your arrival and expect that by the time your visit ends, we will be close friends, and that our somewhat fractious introduction will be laid to rest. Faithfully, your obedient servant, Strahd van Zadel.
He talks a lot, doesn't he?
Wow.
Gerhard spits on the ground, and he looks like he's got the look of thunder on his face.
Well, yesterday he said he would grant us safe passage if we ever came to Castle Ravenloft bringing his reincarnated bride. So this is just another reinforcement of what he said.
Does he think we all mad?
I worry about the implications of both accepting or not accepting his invitation.
Well, I'd say not accepting it just puts us back at where we are right now. He don't like us and we don't like him.
We cannot accept his invitation.
If we accept the invitation, we could find out so many things in his castle, right?
Or it will simply make us that much easier to slay. We will be at his mercy.
Well, he is the ruler of this land, and he could have just set us dry last night, basically, right? I mean, why would he go to such length?
Because those in power get bored. They need excitement. They crave it.
Yeah, well, we just have to be very exciting when we are there, and then he will let us go, and this game can continue. But while we are there, we could learn so much, I think. Know your enemy, or whoever is behind the whole thing.
I'd say know your enemy is quite different from going to sit in a feasting hall with him.
Who calls their dining hall feasting hall except for people trying to murder other people?
What do you think? He asks Gideon.
He's stroking his beard again, and
He says, I'll have to think on it. Nothing comes to mind immediately other than we are threatened either way. If I can find a solution, I will. However, I suggest we continue on our current path. Try not to cross him, but not go there right away.
I mean, if we follow we still are not, we have talked about it, but we know that in his study there is this big picture of Tatiana, right? So, and one of the items that Madame Eva said we might need if we follow that direction should be hidden there. And the other Vistani said that Castle Ravenloft is his seat of power. I think you can learn a great deal about the person if you visit their home.
We could, but if we take the item, we might be playing our hand too soon, should we decide that we have a hand to play.
Yes.
That library is tempting, but I'm not sure if knowledge is worth our lives.
Well, it is. I roll the thing back up and I hold it up and I say, it is another option that we have been given now. So we just will put a pin in it and start. I keep on looking for the wine for now. We can think about it some more, but I think it's an opportunity.
I trust you on that. I will put a pin in it as well.
I do not agree with this in the course of action in the slightest, but if you insist upon it, I will go with you.
We should heavily consider first, my friend. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm not saying let's jump over to that waterfall or whatever and go there.
You still make a good point. It seems that one way or another we will have to enter Ravenloft. Perhaps it is best we do so under the pretense of friendship.
And
Perhaps
this
let
is-
the monster think that he has us fooled.
Well, it could be that he is being honest, or it could be that this is a game. I say we...
There's also the mild fact that he's supposed to be watching us at all hours of the day. So all of this that we've just talked about, like pretense and wandering in, pretending to accept it, odds are he's probably just heard the whole thing.
He is a vampire lord and he has been living for a very long time. Everything we are saying or thinking is something that he most likely is anticipating or knowing already, because if he said the truth and this is not the first round of this game, then others before us have been here and might have been given the same chance, so...
In which case, this filthy creature is toying with us.
Don't underestimate the depth of our stupidity that Strahd cannot predict.
I also would say that we Hin are known to be lucky, so maybe luck is what will get us out of this pickle.
I've never been lucky myself.
Regardless, you are right about one thing. It is not
Only one?
at least one thing, he says with a slight grin. It is not a matter that demands our immediate attention. I suggest we move on.
Let's keep on looking for the wine.
I think we were going to be pissing the innkeeper off a bit more when we go back and tell him we've lost his horse.
Oh yeah, he's going to be so mad.
Yes.
Let me see if I can...
Just pin it on Gerhard. He hates him already. No reason to waste your reputation.
Trust me, he hates everyone.
Maybe he is molding right now, and that is why he's in such a bad mood.
Well, as you
Kenny,
say,
you were saying.
if you give me a moment, I might be able to pin out where he's ended up. If he might have fled all the way back to town. If he's still in the area, we might be able to go out and recover him.
I would rather not waste time. There may be a horse for the taking or the purchase at the the vineyard.
It's not going to take all that long. I can do it as we're walking. And he already seems a little bit distant as he's saying this.
Do you need any help, my friend?
No, just give me a moment. He says, and he's rubbing at his temple a bit, and so eyes half closed. You can tell he's concentrating on something. And what he's actually going to do is stretch out with his primeval awareness. Minute of concentration. Sense whether favoured enemies, beasts, are present within 5 miles of you. So I would imagine a horse would fall under that category.
A horse is indeed a beast, but so are so many other things, and you are surrounded by them.
It reveals which of my favourite enemies are present, their numbers, and the creature's general direction and distance in miles from you.
They're just everywhere. In a 5-mile radius, out in the woods, they're everywhere.
Yep. So I'm looking to see if I can pin it down to just one thing in a particular direction that the horse went, and if it's moving still.
There are several things.
Individual things? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should look for one thing being chased by 6 hungry things.
Yeah.
That'd be an idea.
Oh, one of them's disappeared. Oh well.
Cool. And with that,
I've got an
we're going to
image
take a break.
now. You know that Alien where you have the first movie where he's in the vents and you got like the one dot chasing after the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Finney's seeing right now.
Yeah, that's how I kind of...
Oh no, it disappeared.
Dallas!
It's behind you.
Game over, man.
Right, we'll be right back in about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. And we'll continue. More Dungeons and Dragons Curse of Strahd fabulousness. See you soon.
And we're back.
And I'm just going to wait a little while to make sure that there's sounds.
And we're back.
And I'm just going to wait a little while to make sure that there's sounds. And there's sounds. Yay. Welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us. We are Fumbles and Fame and we are playing Curse of Strahd. I am your DM tonight. Who am I? Leonie. There we go. Sorry. In the break, I was drinking very strong mojito. It says it's 15%, but it's all rum.
That's what you want.
Very good. So, just before the break, our team of intrepid heroes decided to go check out why the Blue Water Inn Winery of Wizards wasn't sending any wine, or why the wine was late. On their journey, the horse that they hired bolted, and they were greeted by Strahd's carriage. Its driver handed a message to our very own Ella, to which she read aloud to reaffirm the dream that wasn't a dream message and solidify Strahd's promise of protection and obviously his invitation. So that happened. They were all like, well, we could go or we can't go, or we can die or not die. And it's all up in the air right now. And yeah. Oh, by the way, the awesome music that you hear both in the videos and in our waiting stream, you can find more information about the awesome composer and buy the album for yourself in the About Us section below. So check it out. Right, take it away, guys.
Okay, I think we were basically all set to go ahead, weren't we?
Yeah.
We wanted
Gideon's gonna mutter out loud,
I wonder how much a horse costs here.
I don't think that there's any chance to catch that one, right? It was so spooked and was running so fast. So hopefully he knows his way home. So when we come back, he's all safe and sound.
We shall check, yes.
We have more important matters to worry about for now.
I just love that damn horse.
Feeling ain't mutual.
That's a trend for Gideon, isn't it?
Yeah, he just wants to befriend everything with uniform eggs.
Friend, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
This is a six-leg exclusionist policy.
I look at them and then I say, so to the booze?
To the booze.
Yes? Okay, to the booze. And I start walking off.
Sorry, I was actually half choking on booze as I said that, ironically.
So you continue to travel. Noon comes and goes, and you can tell that by where the weird light glare moves in the sky, which you think is the sun. You can't really tell. It's Barovia after all. And round about early afternoon, after about half a mile, the road becomes a muddy trail that meanders through the woods, descending gradually until trees part, revealing a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits. One branch heads west into the valley. The other leads south into dark woods. A wooden signpost at the intersection points west and reads, Vineyard.
Well, that should be easy to find. And I point at the marker. Is it the one leading into the dark forest?
It is the one west heading into the valley.
Ah, that's good.
Gerhard's already assumed that that the sign to the vineyard is the way to the vineyard, so he's just passed by and walked down the road without comment.
Lodi, what do I roll to see if the sign has been tampered with?
An investigation.
Ah, god damn it. Why can't you give me checks that I'm proficient in?
Because you keep asking to things that you're not proficient in.
Those goddamn friggin'
it's a-
delinquents of the Barovian woodland turning signs around again.
It's a 16 total.
Yeah, it's not been tampered. It's weather worn. It's thing. The wood has not been tampered with. The fleck in paint has not been disturbed, and my cat is meowing at me. Go away. Thank you. Making your noise. Yeah. So west is towards the vineyard.
I knock on the sign with my knuckles and follow the vineyard path.
Is that for good luck?
Yes.
That's
Gideon just
all the luck.
Gideon discreetly casts mending and then prestidigitation to repair and clean the sign.
I point at Voldemar's muddy backside and say, "You could clean him up as well. I think he needs it."
Oh, did you see me doing that? Yeah, of course. Waldemar, please.
And then he'll prestidigitation the stain and wetness out so you're dry and clean.
No
Good
worries.
idea.
The tingly sensation on your butt as it happens as a result of prestidigitation.
Wow.
No worries. And do not do this ever again.
Oh, you like to remain dirty, I see. Then not innuendo, of course. Merely
Okay,
stating. Never mind.
But it's not quite the awkwardness with Van Richten that you saw. That was more of like actual awkwardness, like he didn't intend for that to be the thing he said. You think he's not into dating his party members?
It probably
Isn't it-
ended really badly for him one time.
Yeah, twice actually.
Oh my god.
Okay. So as you head west, the trail towards the vineyard, a light drizzle begins to fall. Unpainted fences blindly follow the trail which skirts north, spiraling the vineyard before bending south towards a stately building. The fake. I really shouldn't have drunk this drink. The fog takes on a ghostly forms as it swirls between the neatly tended rows of grapevines. Here and there you see a rope-handled half barrels used for hauling grapes. North of the trail is a large stand of trees. A man wearing a dark cloak and cowl stands off the edge of the trees, beckoning you.
Do you see him?
Who
Yeah,
goes
finally.
there? Gerhard calls out.
Waldemar just subtly reaches out to his quarterstaff.
23
Friends.
perception. Sorry. 23 perception to see if this is an ambush.
To see what?
If it's an ambush. If he's got friends in the trees surrounding him, anything like that.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
Good
He's
call,
just
I'm going
messing
to
with
say.
us.
You see shadows in the trees. And there are 9 of them, 2 of them of which are children.
Finny holds a hand up to everybody else. Hold on a moment, ask if that is not alone. And there might be children nearby.
Oh. Oh, my hen.
Don't it seem as we're supposed to be the only 2, but be very cautious about this.
Well, you don't see many children in a band of brigands, so we might
Let's go over
not
there.
be in harm's way.
That or
Unless
there
they are-
might be hostages.
Point taken.
So Gerhard's, again, just going to call out, identify yourself.
The man at the thing grunts at you, and he's wearing a rain cloak and a cowl, and he pulls back his head, and he's an old, leathered man with suspicious eyes. Very familiar, suspicious eye. Suspicious eyes that you've met before.
Couldn't be a bit more familiar, could he?
All of us?
Yes, all of you. With a familiar shaped nose, familiar grumpy furrow to his brow. He steps forward and introduces himself as Davian Martikov.
Is he looking like Owen?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought as much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course they'd be bros.
So
Are you
he's,
Owen's father? I blurt out.
Yes, that's my ungrateful son, he says. I'm just share a picture with you.
Oh.
Okay.
yeah. Then do you know why we've come?
I'm assuming to help me take back my vineyard.
Take it back from what exactly?
Or whom?
Evil druids and blights have descended upon my winery, and they chased out me and my family several days ago.
Sounds like a bunch of damn alcoholics, if you ask me.
How many are there? In the meantime, Gerhardt's actually going to just sort of stride forward towards him.
I honestly couldn't tell you. Too many for us and my young family to take care of.
So Gerhardt's sort of striding forward with intent, but he stops sort of near the old man and he sort of looks back to the others questioningly.
How do you know that it's evil druids? What did they do?
Do you know any druids that drive you out of your home and attempt to murder you in your sleep? That
Yes.
aren't evil?
I'm not asking why you think they are evil, but how you know that they are druids. What did they do that made them identify?
Well, they summon needle blights, of course.
What's a needle plight?
Baltimore.
Yes.
So, what their role? Or is it some lore that
I would say nature, history.
oh my god. 17.
Yeah, okay, it's good enough. Needle blights are evilly
And Blighty.
and blighty. They're basically summoned twigs that are corrupted spirits of the forest that have a given form.
So plant creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like those little things from Harry Potter.
But bigger and
Meaner.
meaner.
A very mean Groot.
Yes,
Yes.
very mean Groot.
A very mean Groot is perfect.
Okay.
Those
Okay.
are little creatures of the forest. Usually they are friendly and do nothing beyond messing up your linen as it dries. But if corrupted, they become vile and hurtful.
So maybe we should investigate the vineyard then. Find out how many of them are there and drive them out.
Before we do, and he looks to the old man and he says, have you already sent for help?
I have, and I assume my son sent to you.
Actually, he had to be persuaded to send us.
And that's why he's my most ungrateful son.
I think he doesn't like us.
Oh, we did take an arrow shot at your grandson. It's a long story.
But it wasn't on purpose. I'm very sorry.
Now is not the time, Gwydion.
Agreed.
Oh, quite right. Never mind. Pin in it.
We will discuss this once our task is complete. But I assume if we help you take back the vineyard, then we can have the wine deliveries moving again.
Yes,
Is it ready
and
to move?
It was. We were packing up to leave when we were attacked.
Good. Then our task is laid out before us.
Yes, retake the vineyard.
He's going to look to Finney and he says, Phineas, you are the most adept at scout. Perhaps you would care to go ahead and assess what we are facing.
I will go with him. Because I'm very sneaky.
You're sure? I can
Yes.
manage quite alright by myself, you know.
You don't want me to help?
I wouldn't say no, I just don't want you in any unnecessary peril, like.
You do know what you realize what I did for a living, right?
Right, but that doesn't mean you have to go into it every time when somebody else is willing to do it for you.
I will come with you just to take care of you. I will be your backup.
Well, I'm hardly like to argue with that, now am I?
Before they go...
Yeah?
Oh, sorry.
And I will give you the blessing of the goddess, I say, and put my hands on Finney's shoulders and give him blessing of the trickster, so you have advantage on your stealth rolls.
Nice!
Yeah.
Very grateful to you, lass, to be sure. But I think my old halfling luck might just get me through.
Yeah, but it's
If
never
it all
bad
goes
to have a
wrong.
halfling goddess on your side.
I suppose not, never quite looked at it that way. That's why I don't go around the temples much.
And then I'm going off. Oh, you wait a second. You want to say something, Jason, right?
I think Gideon would also like to say something by the looks of it.
Yeah. Yep.
You can go first.
Oh,
Before you go, might I inspect your weapon, Ella?
Which one of them?
Whichever one you prefer to use if something should go wrong.
I start pulling knives out of every possible space. Like, you can
What's your
decide
name?
which one. This is my
What's your name?
favorite.
is that your main weapon?
That is fun. I poke it at people who annoy me.
So Gideon will begin waving his fingers and muttering an incantation, and little speckles fall onto the blade. I will cast Magic Weapon on it. It's a concentration up to 1 hour, and it becomes a +1 bonus attack and damage rolls.
+1. So I'm going to put it on my sheet then.
So that'll last as long as I don't cast something else or get broken concentration or something.
This is amazing.
Anybody else going to say something to the head? Or are they about to go? Well, if not, Gerhardt's just going to take a knee and sort of place a hand on each of their shoulders. And he's going to say, take no risks. If you hit trouble or if you are spotted, make your way back to us. Good luck.
Oh, don't worry,
Thank
I
you.
can kick up quite a noise whenever mine show.
And I will start to go into stealth mode, and I rolled a 23 on my stealth check. So and I pulled the hood up over my fiery red hair.
Finney also hit 23.
Hey, twins!
Yep.
2 halflings sitting in a tree.
Sneaking through a vineyard.
Yes. Visibility.
Invisible.
Gerhardt is a king of rhyming, I see.
Not quite a king, I'd say. More of a baron.
I'm getting more worried with every drop of that dice.
Oh yeah. Me too. I bet when he's looking at Broody, he is not in truth brooding. He is composing poems and.
My God, you can
haikus.
stop!
Yeah. Yes, Gerhardt's secret hobby is slam poetry.
I didn't count that, but that had to be pushing 20.
She takes a sly, calculating sip on her mojito.
Can do the same.
So you head off to the vineyard.
Yep. Sneaky in the brush.
Situated in the midst of the vineyard, the winery is an old 2-story stone building with multiple entrances of thick ivy covering every wall and iron fencing across its roofline. The trail ends at an open-looking dock on the ground floor. A wooden stable of more recent construction is attached to the east side of the winery. Next to the loading dock, west of the winery, is a crumbling well and a wooden outpost.
Can we see any sort of movement outside the building?
Yeah, I will look around for these needle blights and roots, and I rolled another natural 20.
Nice.
Woohoo!
It doesn't actually
do
prove
that.
anything if you pick it up.
Oh, yeah, I should have just pulled the camera off, but it's very securely on my monitor.
Saying.
Finney's a dirty 23 for perception as well.
My perception comes up to 26 with the net 20.
So you see a lot of vines?
Okay, but no needle blights.
No, just lots of vines.
I think we have to look at height.
Say again, I didn't catch that.
I said we have to look inside.
Stay close.
Did you hear
lads.
that now?
Yeah, that's fine. Right, stay close. Out all the windows.
Taller than you guys are.
It's like what about if we stacked?
Yeah, you could get there if you stepped.
All right, we're going to try and keep
1
close
minute.
to the build. Oh, okay.
1 minute. As you step 1 foot in the courtyard. Really? That's not what I was looking for. As you step into the courtyard, you hear a noise, which is too quiet. Should be louder than that. No. I have to stop all of this because it's annoying me. You hear the rustle of dead vines around you, and inhuman shapes emerge from the vines around you. And their limbs cracking as they trudge through the mists and rain. And you see 10 at first who point at you and screech. And then, as the screeching continues, you see 20 more.
Oh,
I'll take
no.
my foot back out of the courtyard.
I need you guys to roll the initiative.
Let's
Oh
run
my-
back to the others.
Can the others hear the screech?
Oh, yeah.
Nat 20.
Can we assume that everybody's running?
19. Initiative.
By the way, sorry, did you get us to all initiative?
Yes, if you're going to go join them.
Oh, yeah. Let's get in there.
A
No,
dirty
what-
20.
Pardon?
11
My-
for Gerhardt.
19 for Ella. Oh,
So how much was your
Yeah.
Gerhardt? 12?
11, sorry.
Voldemar?
Dirty 20.
Gideon?
12.
So we can't we can't sneak up on twigs. Note for the
Well.
future.
10 of them saw you.
Oof.
I see. So you're using the stealth mechanic, the group stealth mechanic.
Yeah.
Ah,
they
so
were-
obviously
they were
more of
group.
them means more chat.
Well-
Okay.
So
Plus, they were also lookouts.
So alerted, obviously.
they had one job and they did it right.
Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
So bear with me.
Don't listen in future then.
This should be fun.
It certainly will.
First real fight. If we fight. Not fun.
Oh, don't you worry, we're coming.
Maybe I could
Okay.
yell at them that they're ugly and that we are foes of Strahd and they will relent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna roll them all under the same initiative because screw 30.
Hmm.
I would say we are foes of the foresting industry. That might work better.
Sam, I need you to roll a contested normal d20 against me.
8.
3. Right, you go fast.
Okay.
So there are 30 tree blades.
Oh,
Needle blades. Sorry, not tree blades. That's a completely different thing.
it sounds
And-
much bigger.
Yeah. And God help you if there were 30 of them. There are 30 needle blades surrounding you. They are a medium size. They look like mini ants, if ants were large, and these are medium. So these are bigger than you.
What
and they're
isn't?
all around. There are 5 within striking distance of you.
As in melee distance?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the others are situated around the house. Please tell what you're going to do.
Yeah, what are they like in terms of positioning to one another? I presume if they're that close and that many of them, there's got to be some that are within 5 feet of each other.
Yeah?
Okay. Are they in striking distance of Ella or just me?
Yeah, right next to each other, right?
Yeah, so they're
Pretty
both
much.
in
I would
striking
imagine
distance.
Finney's at least in front of you. Like, deliberately. What do you say? I don't know, 5 feet or whatever. Square in front. So, first off, I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike as a bonus action, which allows me to move like the wind and not provoke opportunity attacks.
Ooh.
Okay.
Screw you, Ella. I'm going home.
So I'm immediately going to bolt back my full movement for 25 feet away and back towards the group. How far from the group are we, roughly?
The group are 2 dashes away from you, so 120 foot.
Okay, so I'm going to move the 25 feet back. And I'm going to do an attack roll with my bow against one of the creatures that's within 5 foot of another one. When I find my d20 again.
I'm just going to give them group HP because screw that. I'm not tracking.
I'm going to use the remainder of Zephyr Strike to do that. So that gives me advantage on a weapon attack roll. Is where I am. Sorry, bear with. That's a 17 to hit.
Okay, what are you going to do?
Does it hit?
Tell me what you're going to do and I'll describe it.
He's shooting the bow
Thanks.
at this thing from
So you go-
distance. So he's about 25 feet away from it, turns and fires.
Okay. So, as you run, you swiftly turn your body and draw back your bow in one swift movement. You loose a bow, and it strikes this creature straight in the center of its woody head.
Okie doke.
And do how much damage?
When I find out, I'll let you know. It's 5, 10, 12 damage.
And this creature falls to the floor.
Okay. I'm also going to use my Hull Breaker ability. So, because it's within 5 feet of a creature, I get to shoot at another creature next to it.
Yep.
Nice, dude.
That's a 16 to hit.
Beautiful.
So, you land on your back foot swiftly and pull back your bow for a second shot. And once again, same cool marksmanship. Shoot it in the center of its wooden head and
Yep.
do.
8 points of damage.
But this one does not fall.
And
makes
he's
it
just
up.
going to shout to her, "Back up, lassie, get yourself out of there!" And that'll be his turn.
It's going to reach up and pull out the bow from its head and screech at you.
I don't like that noise.
Why am I getting the idea that they look and sound like those demon things from Inquisition, those terror things? And for anybody who's played it.
Yeah, they kind of do. But they also sound like deep stalkers from Dragon Age Origins.
Oh, they squeak.
Yeah.
I imagine more like body snatchers. Is it body snatchers?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Type screech. Yeah, I think that was the reference with the pointing and the screeching. It creeps me out. It's creepy.
Oh, yes.
is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I did say, sorry.
Excellent. It is my turn. I'm going to get it there.
Said with relish.
Tahina, you are surrounded by 4 creatures. One that reaches up to pull out the arrow from its head, and it is 5 foot within you. It reaches up to attack you for a 13.
That doesn't hit. I duck out of
swift.
the way.
Excellent. You swiftly duck out of the way, and it hisses in frustration. The second one comes for you. It does a 19.
Oh, that hits.
As you duck out of the way of the first one, its clawed hands comes down to scratch your back as you were not watching it. And it does 5 points of damage to you. The third one comes for you. And it does not hit you. You've already learnt your lesson after being scratched in the back. And the fourth one comes to you. And it also does not miss.
Okay.
There is another group of 10 that now have moved within 10 distance of you. So you've got 1 in 5 feet of distance. So that's 4. And then a group of 10 that are 10 feet away. They move in 30 feet groups. And then the last group of 15 move within you, and they are 30 foot away. Okay? And that is the end of my turn.
Okay.
It is now Voldemar's.
So what is in my direct line of sight as I can hear the fighting?
You are 120 feet away from where Ella and Finny are. You see them utterly being set upon by twig blights. Ella is surrounded by 4. There are 10, only 10 feet away and closing in. And then there are 15 more closing in, only 13 foot away.
So I approach, I use my maximum speed, which is 30 feet. I move forward, and simultaneously I cast Magic Missile. So, and I direct them at the 3 closest to Ella, to the 3 needle blights.
Roll me your damage.
4, 4, and 3. So it's 11 points of damage total to 3.
Okay. The one, you did it on one single one or individually?
Individually, so it's 4, 4, and 3.
The one that Finny damaged but did not fall now falls. The other 2 stagger back as they take your magic missiles, but they are still standing.
And I yell at Ella, "Get out of there!"
It was not
Ella.
my turn yet.
Ella, it is now your turn. You've been set upon by invading needle blights. And
The one who fell, is it the one who is in the direction of the group? So I could get out of that.
so they're only in front of you. You're not surrounded.
Oh, that's good. I'm going to cast. I grab my holy symbol and do a quick prayer. If I only could get out of here unharmed. And Shield of Fate springs up around me and is boosting my armor class. And I'm going to take the disengage action. I'm holding the enchanted weapon that Gwydion, the one that Gwydion enchanted, protectively in front of me while I retreat towards the group. And I move the full movement of whooping 25 foot towards the party.
Awesome.
If my friends show up, you are so screwed! I yell at them while I back up.
Gerhard, it is now your turn. You are 100. You move 25 foot. You are 95 foot away from Ella.
Okay, he's going to. Is Finney moved further back than her? Question, or is he? Where is
He
Finney?
moved the 25 feet as well, so I would imagine they're still pretty much
They're at the
within range of each other.
same thing. Okay. He's going to. He's going to be thundering across the ground. His ring mail clinking and chinking as he runs, sword and shield ready at the ready. And he's going to just shout out after seeing Ella get hit. There's great urgency, but nevertheless, sort of stern command enters his voice, and he's just going to shout out, "Hold on, we're coming!" And he's going to, with that, he's going to try and boost her using a superiority device. Superiority dice. He's going to boost Ella with rally to give her use a bonus action. This is because he's going to dash, so he's going to take both the action and his action to dash. But his bonus action will be to grant Ella 8 HP, the full 8.
Whoa. Okay. Is that temporary hit points?
Temporary, yes.
Cool. Thank you.
It's a
I
bolster
feel
her
much
confidence. So she should feel, everything's going to be fine. Okay, and Gerhard will finish his move 60 feet closer to them than when he started. And Ella feeling a little bit safer.
Yeah. I yell at them because speaking is a free action, right? You should run from him.
Okay, and that is it.
Thank you.
Sorry, Graydon, you should have gone first.
Oh, that's okay.
It's your turn now.
So, you don't know how, Gerhard, but the old man of the group is keeping pace with you. He's dashing right alongside you, trying to get as close as he can. And I will move the full 60 towards towards Ella as well.
God damn it, now go do the math. Okay, so if she moves 25 foot, then... Okay, why are you timesing it? Stop it. Okay, you're 35 foot within each other. Okay. Anything else?
I will stand there and I will just keep maintaining the concentration on magic weapon, and I'll wait to move until my turn again. End of turn.
Okay. Sam. Finney. It is your turn. What are you doing?
Finney's going to shoot a bit of a worried look over Ella, seeing as she's taking a little bit of damage, and just say, keep going, keep going, keep going! And he's going to move himself again, the 25, back towards the group. This time he's going to cast Hail of Thorns as a bonus action upon his weapon. And he's going to, again, just that stop, drop, loose with the bow back at the creatures. He's going to aim for a group of them. So again, trying to get as many as he possibly can. You say they're in groups of 10, yeah?
Yes, and they are 10 foot.
Okay.
They were 10 feet away from the first group up.
All right.
Down.
That's the 16 to hit. Sort of.
Okay.
So,
dexterity or anything, do it?
if, in addition to the normal effects of the attack, the target and each creature within 5 feet of it must make a dex saving throw. I need to work out which one of these is a D10.
Which is a dirty 20.
Okay, so they take 5 points of damage on a successful save.
Okay.
The creature that I've shot at will also take the damage from the bow, which is, bear with me, 10.
That creature falls.
Okay, and I'm going to use the Hold Breaker once again to hit the creature standing next to it, which is going to deal 12 points of damage.
That creature
Excuse
also
me,
falls.
well, yeah, no matter.
So in that group of 10, there is now only 8.
Yep. And that'll be it for Finney.
Excellent. It it is my turn. I'm down a couple of tree lights. Guys,
Needle.
We wanted to help you thin out the rolls you had to make.
See the machinations develop.
this is going to take forever.
Should we do the, how did it go?
All right, this is what's going to happen. I have 3 groups. I'm going to just roll for all of them. So the first group that there were 5 feet within you are only 25 foot away, and they move 25 foot and they're upon you again. However, they're more interested on the people approaching. And this group rolls a 11. And it's targeted. No, it's not an 11, that's a +3. A 13. And they are targeting you, Gideon.
Okay.
So does that.
A
And
thirteen?
what comes at you is a spray of needles.
Ooh.
That's from 4 of them.
Oh, that's going to be nasty.
A 13 does, in fact, hit me. Knew I should have cast Mage Armor.
No, that's not how I'm going to do it. Like, since I rolled them all, I'm going to just roll around with 1 damage. Okay, so 2 times 3 is 6. You take 6 points of needle damage.
Oh, okay.
So little needles come at you. They pierce you, but they're only little splinters. You've had worse.
Is my max HP right?
No,
It's not 50 odd, is it again?
no, it's not.
All right,
That's
I'm
fine.
gonna fix that real quick. But yeah, all right, he's still standing though.
Yeah, you'll still be standing. Don't worry, that's not going to fail you. However, the second set, where I only have 8, they were only 10 feet away. You guys move 20 foot. They move 30 foot, and so they're upon you, and you are surrounded, Ella. And they are going to strike out at you. So there are 8 of them. And that is only a 8. And they all miss. You are such a quick little thing, even though you are completely surrounded. And finally, those that were 30 foot away are now 30 foot closer. And I will end my turn.
Yeah, I can just imagine all the branches flying and just this little hen dodging and weaving and crawling under them.
She is practically a blur. Okay, and that's the end of my turn. And now it is
Sweet.
Voldemort's turn. So Voldemort.
Like in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dodging bullets. Voldemort. Ella is completely surrounded. What are you going to do?
So how close am I right now?
You are 35 foot away from the tree blights surrounding Ella.
And how many do surround? Like 8, you said?
No, there are a group of 4 and a group of 8, so that makes it a group of 12.
Uh-huh. So, since I move my maximum speed again, so I'm 5 foot away,
Mm-hmm.
I raise my hands, cross them at the wrist, and I release a thunder wave. Which
Okay.
every creature which I'm targeting, which are the needle blights, they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Including Ella.
This
I'm standing in the
spell.
middle of the
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah, this
No,
spell
no,
never
no,
goes
no.
well. It always
So,
ends in fear.
Ella, I also need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Okay, and the needle blights fail.
Oh, I
That's
hate
a
this
20.
spell.
22.
Your set spell DC, I assume, is 16?
Yes.
Yeah, they
And,
definitely fail.
Those who fail, they take 2d8 of damage, and they are pushed 10 feet away. So that's
Or more than an 11.
that's wrong die. Sorry. So that's 4 plus 5. So they take 9 damage each.
I
So
don't
I
even-
take
Okay.
5.
If you made the Constitution saving throw, then you take only half the damage.
Okay, I made the save.
Okay.
So
I'm going to
so
say
you
that
do-
only. So you do this massive thunder wave. It reaches out. Unfortunately, Ella is also caught up in it.
Mhm.
And as the thunder comes out, it strikes Ella, but she is fine. And it disintegrates the majority of this group. There are only 2 left. And they look like they are falling apart.
Only 8?
So
8 are left?
No, 2 are left.
2 are left. Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize. Sorry, I only had enemies before.
It's okay.
Is that all for your turn, Voldemort?
Yes.
Okay. Gideon, it's your turn.
How
When is my turn?
Hey, Alex, your Sorry.
I should be dead last, I think.
No, you should actually be after Ella, and Gerhardt should be dead last.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wrote your names back to
Never
front
really
with an
mattered,
arrow,
did it?
and
Yeah,
then
the
just
grand
decided to
scheme of things,
ignore the arrow.
So it's only 2 needle plates left with me, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to use a free action to take a. I have the short sword in one hand, the one that is enchanted, and with my left hand I pull one of my daggers, and I look at them menacingly and I say, "You should have run." And then I'm going to attack. There's no one else close by, so I can't do a sneak attack, right?
Well,
I mean, they already
Only-
saw me, right?
yeah, they've already seen you. You
Okay.
could try again, but they're pretty focused on you.
Before you
So-
add that,
Yeah?
before you guys add that bonus, do I need to make a concentration check for that spell since I got attacked?
Oh yeah, I always forget about that. Please do.
Okay.
3.
Yeah. Your weapon is no longer magical. You feel the magical fade from your hand as you get ready to attack.
I still have a 25 to attack with my main weapon, and I'm
Okay.
going to slash the creature, and it's 1d6, right, for short sword. So
If you
that's
didn't-
sorry,
No, well,
yeah, that's 8 points of damage, slashing damage. Or
How do you want this
piercing
creature?
them.
how would you like to decapitate this creature?
I will do a little jump in order to reach his head, and then just
Such a feat
pull it
for a
through.
creature 2 foot tall.
Yes.
You jump up, you bounce off its knee, it's already quite wounded, and you completely slice off its head.
Hmm.
So that was your
And-
free action.
As a bonus action, I would like to attack the creature that is standing right next to it, and I throw my dagger right at his throat. And that is 18.
Yeah.
That hits?
Yeah.
It's only D4 because I have no 2 weapon fightings. But hey, 3 damage. That doesn't kill it, right?
3,
3 damage, yes.
your throwing dagger hits it in its throat. It freezes, stiffens, and falls straight flat. You are no longer surrounded by Tweeblights. However, there are 15 only 10 foot away.
Okay. Can I grab my dagger and walk, run towards the others?
You can use that as your action, yes.
Okay, then I will grab my dagger and make a run for it.
Excellent.
And over my shoulder, I yell, "You saw what happened to your friends? You should run!" And go to towards the party.
Ella, you get an answer.
Ooh.
I'm getting. Oh, okay.
They are pissed off. Okay,
Is that their answer?
yeah. Gideon, your turn.
So Gideon feels his concentration magic fade as he's pulling these thorns out of his arm and chest, and he's pissed at this point. And he strides. They're 15 feet away?
35 foot. 10 foot away from Ella. They are 45 foot away.
Okay. He's going to stride forward. And is a 15-foot cone wide enough to hit most of them?
If you move 30 foot, yeah.
Okay, he'll stride as close as he can, and he'll cup his hands like this.
Kamehameha! Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
As they open, a ball of flame appears, and you think his hands almost look like the maw of a dragon as he's muttering these words. The flame bursts out in a 15-foot cone in front of him.
Because these things are made of wood, please roll with advantage.
Ooh. It's an automatic hit, I think, isn't it?
Roll your damage with advantage.
Oh, okay. How do I do that?
Just take the highest one.
Cool, thank you. 3, and 5. 11. And if they're flammable, they have a chance to catch on fire, and they take half damage if they make a dex save.
Okay. Well, they're made of wood. I'm not even going to make them take a dex save, and they only have 11 hit points, and none of them have taken any damage. So as you spread out this cone of this immense fire, and guys, you're slightly behind him by 10 feet, you feel the heat of this thing as your robes flap with the power of this spell, and these things disintegrate to ash. You've made very fine charcoal. And there are no more tree blades.
Nice.
Well done. Gerhardt's going to sort of walk past him and clasp her hands on his shoulder and sort of congratulation. But he's not put away his weapon or his shield. He's going to carry on striding towards the house. He said, "It's a good bet they know we're here. Come, stay close."
I can do that 5 more times if you like. Maybe not near the house.
That was amazing! I think. And your shot was amazing as well. I think give Finny a half hug, like, wow, you did great. Have you seen when you shoot and then all those things?
Finny, meanwhile, just seems to be trying to calm it down a little bit. Like, are you okay? You all right?
I'm okay, yeah.
You were all positively deadly.
We're not done yet, Gerhardt calls out as he advances towards the house still.
So you heard that scream, you advanced towards the house, and around the house, 25 more tree blights appear. And this time, a creature with twigs dressed in moss, antlers, and a stick also appears. And I'm going to keep you in your initiative, but I'm going to roll them a new initiative.
Guard's going to flip his sword with a flourish, just in readiness.
Do you think that's an evil druid?
He doesn't look friendly.
Yeah, but is he a druid? Or just not a plant creature?
I'll show him my gardening technique again if he likes.
I guess we'll see if it bleeds.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Oh, I need to go to the loo really badly. But don't too much drink.
I can do that because I'm not a DM.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't. Sorry. I'll turn that down a bit.
Are they yelling at you to go to loo?
Yeah, they are. I'm distracted.
Okay. If we need a short one, I could go too.
Finny, you were first.
Okay, I'm gonna move
30 foot away.
How far? Yeah, how far away from me are they?
30 foot away.
Right.
But they are in groups of. I'm going to divide them up again because screw that shit. Although they all have the same initiative. I'm going to divide them up into a group of that, and then a group of that, and another group of that, and then that. Cool.
All right.
Cool. There's a group of 5 closest towards you.
A group of 5. Are they kind of within 5 feet of each other? Again, that little cluster? Yep, sweet.
Yep.
So that's a 26 to hit. I'm also going to do the Hail of Thorns bonus action again. So they all need to make a dex save. For 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay. So all of them fail.
So as this shot lands in the first one, you see a hail of thorns and vines and tree bits just spurt out and strike all the group. The first one will take an extra 9 piercing damage. The one that
That
actually
one
struck. And once again, the whole breaker for another 9 piercing damage on a second within 5 feet of it.
That one also falls.
Yep. So that's Finny done.
Next is Voldemort. And there are only 3 left in this group. 10 in another group, 10 in another group, and the druid separately.
So how close am I to them?
Okay, you are 30 foot away from them like the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna approach them slowly for 20 feet, and then put my hands out and cast Burning Hands, which is exactly what Gwydion did before.
Mm-hmm. And what group are you targeting? The group of 3, the group of 10, or the group of 10, or the druid?
I'm going to target the druid.
Okay.
So where's this?
Gideon's pleased and amazed. I don't think he saw you levitate before, and this is the first indication he's had that you're a spellcaster too. So he's quite amazed.
I wonder what gave me away.
Okay. He's going to give him a DC. Yep. Right. What do you need me to roll?
He needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
6. He is not very flexible. All those years in the woods have ate his joints.
So he takes 14 points of fire damage. And the fire ignites any flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
Okay, so you set fire to the grass. And how many points of damage is that?
He took 14 points of damage.
So he is looking very burnt. You have burnt off his hair. You have singed his skin. It is starting to crack, bubble, and peel. But he is still standing. But he looks very bad.
That is a human. That is a human.
So that
It smells like
evil
bacon.
druid. Ooh.
Yummy.
Is that all for your turn?
Yes, I'm done for now.
Excellent. Ella, it is your turn.
Okay. He is over 30 feet away from me still, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would get the move. I would like to go into stealth mode again. I'm going to duck and slip behind some of the vines. And I rolled a 21 on my stealth check.
You think you are hit him?
Very good. And then I'm going to sneak around. So if he moves towards us, I want basically to flank him and attack him from behind, if that is at all possible.
So you're holding your action.
Yeah, I'm going to move a bit, but then I'm holding my action. If he passes me, I'm going to attack him or throw my dagger in his back or something.
Alrighty. Gideon, it's your turn.
So I am very pleased and amazed at the display by Waldemar. I say, "Oh, take a page out of my book. I'll take one out of yours." And I point at the druid, and I will cast Magic Missile at the 2nd level for 4 darts.
Okay. Roll me 1 damage die, please. Because it's a single creature.
Okay. 3 plus
Times
1.
that. And then times it by the amount of the missiles.
So 16.
Okay. The first. Who did we lose? There she is. The first one hits his shoulder. The second hits his chest. And his chest concaves. You can see it. He is already dead. But before he can hit the floor, the third hits him and pushes his body back before the fourth completely obliterates it and paints his carcass along the wall.
Ooh.
Dang.
He completely overkilled this thing. He had 1 HP.
That was
I can't
worth
hear
it.
you, Jason.
And then I'll end my turn.
Excellent.
So
Yeah.
decorator and garden. I love it.
And cleaner. He's got it all. He's got all the desirable traits.
Right, so recap then. What is Gerhard seeing? He's a little bit ahead of the others, if I understand, because he was already on his way towards the house.
Yeah, so you are, instead of being 35 foot away, you are 30 foot. No, they were 30 foot away. You are 25 foot away from a group of 3, a group of 10, and a group of 10. There is no more druid.
Okay. In that case, well, Gerhard's going to just stride the remaining distance to the others, and he's just going to, with a baring his teeth, he's going to take a wild backswing at the nearest tree man. And he will roll. I just realised I've got 2 d20s and I didn't actually see which one I rolled there. Sorry to do it. Okay, here we go. Natural 1.
Gerhard, as you go to swing this backhand, the heat of all the flames that you felt earlier has made your hands a little bit clammy, and unfortunately your sword loosens in your grip, and it doesn't go far, but it implants itself next to you in the ground.
How I want to use an action surge just to erase that bollocks. Okay. I think that's about all I can fucking do as well. Never mind. That's it.
Okay. You don't want to try and pick up your sword? You can do it.
Oh, can I do it with a bonus action?
You can. You're just picking it up.
Okay,
It's standing up in the ground, angled at you. It's not like you have to bend down or anything.
Okay, then fair enough. Then that's what he'll do. Just sort of take it out, and I meant to do that.
Excellent.
Did help,
And now-
boy.
And now it's my turn. So,
Yes.
Gerhard, you're right in the middle of my group of 3. They swipe at you with their claws for 21.
Oh, that's hitting.
One after one. They slash at you, one at your face, another at a bare section between your armor, and another one at your bare leg. And you take 3 points. 9 points of damage.
He just looks at them contemptuously.
Tis but a scratch.
'Tis but a scratch.
However, the group of 10 are only... You move towards them. They're only 5 foot away, and they descend upon you.
Oh,
For a 10, which I know does not hit you.
no, it does not.
Learning that needle blights, while their scratches are very, very light hurts, you manage to parry each attack with skillful mastery, unlike your very unskillful attack. And then, of course, they move out of the way and let through the last set of 10, which also do not hit you. Once again, your skills of the sword are very impressive, despite you throwing your swords to the floor because of clammy hands. And none of them.
It's not the way we're remembering it. He did it on purpose to give them a hurry. I just realised I could have attempted to parry the first lot of attacks. Lesson learned.
Okay, and we are talking around Sam. It's your turn, and I can no longer hold it, so I'm going to the toilet. They have the group of 3 have 3 hit points. So if you attack them and hit over 11 AC, you've killed them. Right?
Alright, well that's 1
As
dead.
quick as I can.
That's 2 dead. Done.
I'll be right back.
There you go.
That's
Same here.
spoilers. I demand advantage on my next roll for spoilers.
Brilliant.
So yeah,
Right, do you want to finish off the rest of them while we're waiting? Or maybe kill Strahd while we're at it?
it's being ambitious. They're only twigs.
Oh dear. I hate natural ones.
I love the fact that they follow you around. It amuses me no end.
Oh
Hi.
dear.
Oh. So from off in the distance, you see Finny just whipping arrows straight back out from the bow, from the quiver, straight into the bow. One goes down, and the second falls almost immediately thereafter. They're gone. So there's two
There's one
down,
left.
there's one remaining.
Okay. Voldemar,
Yes.
it's your turn. What
So-
you do?
I'm very concerned that Gerhard is having a case of slippery hands and he's surrounded by those things. So I moved towards him to make sure that the creatures attacking him are within 15-foot radius away from me. And then I cast my Burning Hands again. And I think it's like I can cast it 2 more times before I'm done for the day.
Okay. I need to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
15.
My DC is 16.
Okay, they fail.
So 6 and 1. They took 13 points of damage.
And you were targeting a group of 10?
Yes, the one that won't singe Gerhard.
Okay, so the group that stepped back, as you place your hands together and send out this burning, roaring fire, once the heat is immense and it flaps your robes and traveller wear in the wind, and these creatures incinerate before you.
I end my turn.
Excellent. Ella, it is your turn.
Is anything left after this blast
There
of
is
fire?
one injured twig blight and 10 others.
Okay. How far away is that one twig blight from me? And the
It's
others? Right in
Um,
front? Or did it pass me
did
by?
you move?
I
Oh, no,
moved
you were,
towards them.
yes, you were waiting for the druid to move past you
He
there.
passed. Yeah,
And
and he was killed before he could.
He was painted up against the wall.
Hmm.
So no, your action did not come to fruition. But yes, you are very close. You could attack them if you so choose.
Okay, so I'm going to sneak up on that one twig blight left standing, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to hit it with, I think I'm going to hit it with 21.
Yes, you are.
And am I going to do sneak attack damage because I took an action last round?
They do not see you.
Then I'm going to deal a total of 13 damage to that one.
Okay,
As I stick my short sword in his back and the point comes out in front, right?
And as you pull out your sword with force, this creature falls with it. And it is down. There is only a group of 10 blights left.
Mhm.
And it is Gideon's turn.
Okay, how far away are they from me now? I'm next to Gerhard, I think.
So then you're with them.
Okay. In that case, seems to be working well. I'm going to put my hands together and mutter and blast a cone of flames across these creatures.
They make their save of 13.
Okay.
They have full hit.
I did 5 damage, so probably 2 damage is half. Rounded down.
So you must be tiring, old man, for your flame does not burn as intently. And why these creatures do burst into flame, they are only slightly singe and do not incinerate along with the others that have been attacked in the same way. But they are on fire.
Okay.
Gideon will cough. Oh, that was a fumble on my part. And
End my turn.
Excellent. Gerhardt, you have burning twigs all around you.
Right.
It is hot. Don't drop your sword.
How many?
There are 10.
10 still. Okay, he's going to actually fingers around the sword just to make sure he's got a tight grip, and he's going to just in relation to the attempts to attack him earlier, he's just going to say pathetic, and he'll swing, and that's a 15 plus 4, should I say, which is 19.
Your adjustments made sure that your arm was sure and true, and your sword finds its mark.
Okay, let's do the damage on this thing. So D8 2. So that is 6 damage to
Your
the
sword
nearest one.
cleanly, from groin to head, cuts only at the tip of this thing, and you have left a gash along its body, but it is still standing.
Excellent. He's going to then say, he's going to shout out to the group. He's going to shout, Phineas, fire again now! And he will give Finny an attack with his superiority dice.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Gesundheit.
As a bonus action. And he will gain
Excellent.
a +5 to hit. Sorry, +5 to damage, I think that is.
Okay, that creature. Okay, cool. +5 to damage.
So, Finny.
And now it's my turn.
Oh, okay. I let Finny take an attack.
Oh, did you? Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's superiority
yeah.
dice.
I
So
remember now.
Finny's
So
attack.
that doesn't count as Finney's turn.
No.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, it's as a reaction.
That's a 18 to hit.
It gets to +5 to this.
Yep, so
Damage.
that's 14 damage.
As your arrow hits it, sure and true within its gash, this light completely flings back with such force from such a tiny creature and is pinned to the wall. It is dead.
Yeah, pretty much as soon as you say it, Gerhardt, you just see an arrow come snaking out of nowhere and just straight into through the eyes of one of the creatures in front of you.
Excellent. And end turn.
Now it is my turn. And I have 10 blights left. And they were not happy with their singeing, Gideon. $13.
That would hit if I did not cast shield.
Ah, very
As a
good.
reaction,
Yes,
I
smug
put my
look.
hands up and I focus my will, and a brief wall of force comes up between me and the attack.
Excellent. Their claws reach out and scratch, and they bounce back off their magical will, and they hiss with frustration.
Back, beasts!
And that is all they're going to do. Sam. Did they finish? Sorry, I need to stop doing that.
Can you not remember my name?
No, sorry.
Right.
Memorable.
Dirty 20 to hit. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. 30-20 to hit.
Yeah.
For the first one. So that's 13 points of damage to one.
Excellent. It falls.
The other one will definitely hit as well, and that's going to be another 8 points of damage
So, and that one
to
also
a second
falls.
one. So yeah, another 2 down.
So there are only 8 left. Baltimore.
So I'm in a bit of a pickle because the only spell I have will probably kill Gwydion if I cast it.
Shouldn't
So-
be that big an option.
So I'm gonna actually try and attack it with my quarterstaff, and I cannot remember what I rolled to make a physical attack. Is it the strength with the quarterstaff?
Yes, it is. Unless you're a monk.
No. It's a
Thanks,
10.
Ada.
It's a 10.
Plus your proficiency.
+2. So it's a 12 total.
Excellent. Your staff swings up to beat back this creature, and it successfully not.
So I'm gonna have it take 4 points of damage. That's rich.
Headache falls because they don't have much. And completely knock this creature's head off like you are playing golf or croquet or whatever.
Oh, I see a
silly
new
game
way.
you
I see a new way of dealing with them, and I'm invigorated to do it more on my next turn, if any are left.
Excellent. I only have 7, and it is
My
Ella's
turn. They just run up against Gwydion's shield, right? So they are
Yeah.
faced against it. So I will pick my way over there, and as they are facing him, and Waldemar is within 5 feet of them, I should have a sneak attack, right?
That is correct.
And I think 16 should hit them.
Yes, it will.
So I'm going to do the same thing that I did last round. I'm going to use my short sword and slam it up between the bark of his, in the back of his bark, and ram it deep in there so the point sticks out in front of him. And I'm dealing, I deal 13 damage again.
And it falls, and I have 6.
Haha! And with my dagger, I take a step to the side and slash the creature right next to him as my bonus action. And that is an 18, so that should hit as well. And it's only 2 damage because it's just
Okay.
a bonus slash.
You slash its side, and there is a garish gash in its bark, and it looks down, and it sees you, Tahina.
Mm-hmm.
Hella, should I say? God damn it! What's wrong with me?
The mojitos.
I'm not gonna have a mojito again. That was terrible. I'm gonna have a sip of energy drink, and hopefully that will bring me back my mind. And now it's Gideon's turn. There are only 6 left.
If you treasure your bark, you should run! Yeah.
Are you doing an intimidation?
Oh yes, why not?
I've got an image of
That
it just
is
raising
a-
a
that
branch and
is-
just the middle twig comes up.
That's a 6.
You're
So you
crying.
You
as you're
squeak
trying
at
to-
it.
I'm too small and too cute to be intimidating.
You squeak at it, and their screams sound like mocking laughter.
Hmm.
Let me guess, and a branch comes up just.
Ah,
Okay,
applause!
it is your turn.
Whose turn? Mine?
Yes, yours, my old
Okay.
man.
So I will disengage and I will step back 5 feet. And is disengage an action, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not a rogue. I was like, so hang on a
Ah.
second, there's something wrong with that.
My bad, I can't do that. Can I? Okay.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Ah.
You can disengage, but it is an action.
I won't do that. He'll slip his hand inside his robes and he'll pull out a small dagger, and the closest one in front of him, he'll take a stab at it. It's just a very unskilled slash, and to prove that he rolls a 2.
At least they didn't drop it like the experienced seasoned soldier.
So he's just flailing about. Just
You do nothing to it. Your daggers just kind of scratch at it and just kind of like itch, and it kind of raises up a hand and scratches.
when the dagger comes away, it's a heart with a C plus R.
I dig it.
I will accept that. Anything else?
No, that's the best I can do.
Yeah, I have 6 of these left.
Okay.
Oh wait, they need to take burning damage, don't they?
Oh yeah.
They're on fire. What is burning damage again? It's something D6.
A D6, I think.
I think, yeah, D6.
Hmm.
You roll me up.
Alrighty.
Got burning damage.
Burn, baby.
Ugh.
Burn.
4.
And they all fall down.
Oh.
I'm great with this dagger.
Yeah, you go.
Okay, guys. You are a little bit tired. You have suffered 2 waves, but as you suffer, and as the last one drops and disintegrates into fine, fine charcoal, you hear more screaming, and around the house, 5 needle blades, another druid, and something monstrous and twisted, bigger than the needle blade, absolutely dripping in vines appear, and there are 2 of them. And Voldemar, you know these to be vine blights. A slightly stronger version of the needle blights, and I will just roll them a initiative in their groups. I'm going to have a group of, and they're 30 foot away. I'm going to have 1 druid on his own and another druid on his own. I'm going to have those 5 together and then these 2 together. I will roll them all separately. What's their initiative? Cool.
Ooh.
Actually, no, I give them all together. I'll just choose the initiative. It is a unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20.
Voldemar, I need you to roll a contested d20 with me.
Come roll with me.
3.
Okay. I'll be going before you. So, Sam,
shit.
Finney, more drink. More of these things are coming. It is. You're wary. You're getting wary. It is a long battle. They are 30 foot away, and they are in groups of 1, 1, 5, and 2.
I aim for the group of 5. I presume
Okay.
they're the little ones.
Yeah, the needle blades. You're
All right.
correct.
Yeah. 13 to hit the first one.
Excellent. So that you know that your aim is sure and true, and it hits it in its shoulder.
Yeah, that's 8 points of damage total.
Okay, but it is still standing.
And for the second is a nat 20.
Please roll me double damage.
Yep. So that's...
Are you doing it at a fresh one or the same one that you attacked?
No, it's got to be a different one, but within 5
Okay,
feet
cool.
of it. So, I just rolled 15 points of damage to that.
Okay, so the one that you pull the second bow strikes it in its chest and you pin it to the wall of the house. It is felled, but the second one is still there and it pulls the arrow out. I only have 4 needle blades left.
And that's Finney's turnover, I would think.
But it is my turn. And all of them are upon you. They're only 30 feet away and they have 30 foot of movement. And...
Yeah.
Gerhardt.
Okay, Gerhardt. Okay.
My needle blades are going to do a range attack on you. And they roll a 10. And as the needles come at you, they all just get caught in the wind and they miss.
And he just stands there cool as you like.
Having dropped his shot now.
That didn't happen. I didn't drop it. It was on purpose.
It needed to be cleaned in the ground.
Just, showing his contempt by giving him a free hit. I can't wait to play an unarmed character, so that's never going to happen again. Or a warlock with a bound weapon.
Voldemar,
Yes.
Gideon, the Vine Blights are next. And they +4, 15, 19. Around your feet, vines sprout from the ground and they wrap around your body and begin to constrict you. You are grappled and are restrained.
Can I move my hands?
No, you are restrained.
God damn it. I just stand and yell profanities.
Excellent.
Wizards, know your limits. Stay back.
Okay, and now it is my druid's turn. I don't know what they can do.
That's good for us, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just going to skip them because I can't be bothered. And that's it. But Voldemort, it's your turn. You can escape if you so choose. I need you to make me a strength saving for it.
Can I cast a spell that requires touch?
Yes, because they are touching you.
So I'm going to grab one of the sprouts near my hands and cast a shocking grasp.
Okay.
And it will take 8 points of damage.
Accept that. How much do they have? Okay.
That's smart. Wish I had that spell.
It is shocked.
Shocked and
Yes.
shocked.
It is still grappling you. And at the end of your turn, you please take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as it tightens its grip with you. Same with you, Gideon. And now it is Ella's turn.
Is it one vine blight or is it 2 vine blights?
There are 2 vine
2 of
blights,
them.
and that's
I'm
why
going-
each of them are entangled.
Okay. I'm standing fairly close to Gwydion because I was attacking the needle blights. And I'm going to hold out my finger and cast Guiding Bolt at the one who grappled Gwydion. And I'm doing, I already rolled that, so it will be a bit faster. 16 points of radiant damage, and it's going to glow and makes it easier to hit. So the next attack against it has advantage as it's lit by the power of my goddess.
Excellent.
And as my bonus action, I say something in the language of the Hin. That is a quick prayer to Yandala, and it works as a healing word towards Gwydion. And he regains 8 hit points, max HP for healing word.
Excellent. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn, yeah. Oh, and I'm going to walk over there and try to free him, but I have no action left, so I'm just fruitlessly holding the vine saying, let him go!
Okay, Gideon, it is now your turn. Would you like to try and break free?
I will struggle against the vines. I still have the dagger in my hand just for flavor. I'm going to be like trying to saw and wiggle my way out. Can I use dexterity to try to slip away?
Don't
No.
forget, we still got an advantage on our roll, by the way. Good.
Yeah, no one's used that. No, it has to be a strength check.
Okay, so I can use advantage?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'll do that.
Sorry, I just felt I had to quickly interject with that reminder.
Yeah, it's a good thing you did because the first roll was a 9 and the second was an 18.
And I will forgive the matter.
What am I supposed? I was supposed to do that in character.
I'm just going
Look
to
out, Gideon! You have advantage.
Oh.
I will forgive the matter this once. This is a grueling battle. Sorry, how much?
An 18 total.
Yeah, you successfully break free from these vines and they fall about and wither around you as you sliced your way through. And that was a very unfortunate action. I will not do that again. Anything else for your turn?
Despite it's going to get a swing on me, I'm going to jump back out of the way. I'm going to try to get 10 feet away. Okay.
It is going to take an opportunity. Actually, no, because they're on the floor and you're not surrounded, so nothing's going to happen.
Okay.
So that you can move 10 foot. Okay. Gerhard.
Okay, how far are the vine blights?
30 foot away.
30 foot.
They have not moved.
Gerhardt's going to now the divine thingy that Ella cast that gives advantage. Is that which one particularly did she cast it on? The one holding Gideon?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the only one now that doesn't have its arms in the ground.
Okay. Instead, though, Gerhardt's actually going to move up to the one that has Voldemort. And he's going to hack down at its arms. that it's vine arms. And he, in aid of that, he will roll a 14.
Your sword arm is sure and true.
Excellent. And he will roll. Right, longsword is D8, isn't it?
Unless you wield it with 2 hands.
Oh, that's true, but he's got a shield in the other one, so 2 realistic. So, yeah, just regular attack, and that will be 4 damage total.
That's you. How would you like to carve up this fine blight?
Ooh, he will sever its arms, hopefully releasing Voldemar in the process with one downward swing, and then using a backslash, cleave it in 2 cleanly.
Okay. I still have one fine blight left.
Okay, and let's see, he's got no more movement. He will call out to the others, focus on the druids. I will deal with these 2.
You mean 4 and 1?
Well, druids. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Top of the round to you. Finny. Oh, I didn't increase them. Oh, damn it.
Have we got any more groups that are within 5 feet of each other? Or make
Yeah,
prime
they are the
targets?
group of 4 needle blitz.
Right. Keep thinning those out. So 6, 15 on the first one. Where's my D8 gone? 10 points of damage.
Quite sure they were already injured. Yep, you fell 1.
Yep,
And 3.
and another 15 for the other, so we're going to be talking 13 points of damage to the second.
I only have 2.
And that'll do me.
Now it is my turn. And I finally figured out what the druids do. The first one, for its bonus action, whispers ancient druidic curses. Its staff glows green and vines wrap around it. It casts Shillelagh on its quarterstaff. It then moves towards you all. And having watched the battles previously, it decides to give you a taste of your own medicine, including its own needle blights, but it does not care. And I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw as a thundering wave approaches you.
Does that include Gerhardt, because he's 30 feet away from the others? He
Damn
died,
it,
he dashed forward.
I have to use my advantage right now. Oh my lord.
That's a 16 for Ella.
Finney's also
21.
well, Finney's also going to still be 25 feet away from the house. He's just been sat in the same spot for a while shooting arrows. Is he in range or?
So it moved 5 foot close to you. You are 25 foot away. It's 30 foot away. So yeah, it's upon you, and it's a 15-foot cube. So you are included.
Well, I presume it moved to the house where everybody currently is, right?
Not everyone. Yeah. Okay,
Well,
yeah.
if it's in that area,
Yeah,
I'm 25 feet from that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you're just outside as well.
Okay.
21 for Voldemar.
And Gideon.
12.
Okay. Ella and Voldemar, you are fine. You are not pushed back. You only take.
Oh, God damn it.
4 points of thunder damage. However, Gideon, you take 8 and are pushed back 10 foot.
Okay.
That was its action. The second that cast Shillelagh on you would like to swing at you, Ella. Because it is a medium creature and you are a small creature, I do believe I have advantage.
Do you know?
No, I don't. That's a lie.
Well, she's evil.
I think you should have disadvantage when you try to hit someone so small and cute like Ella.
He doesn't care. He's got resistance to cute.
Does a 17 hit you?
That's exactly my armor class.
Okay, it hits you. So it swings up and catches you in your pretty little chin.
Ouch!
And you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Oh no. You take... That's Shillelagh, it's an additional... I hate using things that I don't know how to... I don't use. I've never used. Oh no, yeah, 4. Yeah, 4. Yeah, I'm a druid, but I'm a sea druid. Like I don't use Shillelagh. I have a trident.
She uses advanced interrogation techniques such as octopuses.
Oh yeah, I heard. I rub my chin and say, "Is that all? I have been hit harder by a kitten."
Excellent. That is all for their turn. However, my one stand-in tree blight is going to grapple you. Gerhardt.
You can try. Can I make a contested strength check?
No, I must make a melee weapon attack.
And it's still glowing, so it looks fabulous doing it.
21.
All right, I'm going to use my penultimate superiority die to try and parry as a reaction. To add 5 to my AC, which makes it 22.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'm running out of superiority die. I don't want to ever use my last one.
That's it. Oh, my one needle blade. My 2 needle blades. They're going to cast needles at you. Finney? For a 13.
Sorry, I finally need to look up what my AC is for the first time in this fight.
I know, right?
16, so no.
Okay. So those needles are caught in the wind again and are blown away, and that is the end of my turn, Voldemort. It is now your turn.
So how many druids are there?
2.
2. And how far away? Are they closer than 150 feet?
Yes, they are.
So I'm gonna do something crazy because I have 2 HP left. Waldemar is bloodied. I have blood coming down to my eye from where there's a laceration on my forehead. And I'm breathing heavily as I'm pretty sure that at least one of my ribs is busted and piercing something inside. And I say, I am done with you. I put 2 fingers towards my lips and then shoot a fireball towards the closest druid.
Dang.
And he should make a dexterity saving throw.
17.
So he will take 4d6 points of damage. So it's 13. He takes 15 points of damage. And everything in a 20-foot radius that is not worn or carried is on fire now.
Very nice. He is quite singed once again. Bubbling skin. Singed hair. That horrible burning smell of hair and flesh wafts over to you. But he is still standing. And whose turn is it now? It is Ella's turn. Ella, what would you like to do?
I throw a quick glance at Voldemar and see him cast a spell and see that he's on his last leg, basically. and I throw one very sad look at the still glowing vine blight, and I know that I can't get there in time because I have the druid in melee range. So I am going to first attack the druid with my short sword, and I rolled a 16 to hit. Does
The
that
druid?
hit him? Yes, the druid who attacked me with Shillelagh.
Yes, it is. It does hit.
Very nice.
Damn, I should have cast Buckskin.
Sorry, what? It does?
I know my dad. I'm talking to myself.
Okay, so I deal him 8 points of piercing damage. Try to flake off the back of his chest. And I will use the same healing word I used on Quidian, so quick prayer to Yondala, and glow of radiance rushes over Voldemort as I cast healing word on 2nd level, and I will heal him for 12 points of.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I rolled max 2 4s in a row. Yondala thinks you need, right?
Excellent. And is that all for you, Ella?
Yes. Yes.
Gideon, it is your turn.
Okay. Am I close to Waldemar at all?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take the distance necessary to walk over to him. And you're not wearing armor, are you, Waldemar?
No. No,
Okay.
I'm wearing padded leather armor.
Oh, okay. I couldn't do this then. I was going to cast mage
Sorry.
armor. No, it's okay. It's okay. So I'll touch my chest and I'll mutter some magic words. And I'll take a piece of curled leather out of my pouch. And as it's consumed, these flowing robes of armor, plating, and cloth that are this translucent magenta cover my body. And then I stand up a little straighter and I look at all the tree blights. And I just look at them menacingly, and then my turn. I now have mage armor for 15 AC.
Excellent. Top of the round.
Okay, what's the lie of the land with creatures and stuff?
You're muted, Jason.
Sorry, what does Gerhardt come after Gideon?
Oh, yeah, Gerhardt, sorry. Gerhardt.
Okay,
You're
thank
next.
you. Okay. Right, what he will do, nice and easy. He will just take a swing at the vine blights that tried to grab him. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. And that would be a 21, dirty 21 to hit. And a 6 damage.
Okay. He's still standing, but he looks quite weak.
Okay. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be tempted. I'm just going to call the end of the turn there.
Okay, top of the round.
Alright, quick recap on the lie of the land of the creatures and stuff. Gerhardt's fighting a vine blight, I believe.
Yep, and the wizards are fighting 2 druids, and there are 2 needle blades left.
Is the vine blight near anything 5 feet wise, enemy wise?
No,
Right.
just Gerhardt.
Bolster, I'm going to go for that one. That's going to be a 20 to hit, dirty 20. So that's 11 points of damage.
Sam, claim your fame. How would you like to slaughter this thing?
As Gerhardt just knocks it off balance effectively with his attack, you'll just see another arrow just come whipping out from the bushes and just catch this thing in whatever passes for its neck and just spring out the other side.
Excellent. I have lost my last fine blight.
Good.
We dislike them.
Don't look sad. You're not going to get any sympathy from us.
But maybe I can see if I have any advantages.
Don't
This
you
is
dare,
the-
you lot.
This is friendship with the
Hey,
least.
look at this. So first, I would like you to raise your drink
I don't have one, but sure.
and say cheers. Wandering silence. Thank you for the cheers.
Cheers, Wondering Silence.
Cheers,
Thank you.
Dave.
Thank you.
And
Gracias.
something magical happens.
Oh no.
Tell us more. Something good magical or bad magical?
Let's try and see.
The sky part and Gerhardt and Voldemort, you see something that you haven't seen in all your lives. A single beam of light parts the skies and hits you all, and you all recover, if you need it, 6 points of healing. Thank you again, Wander in Silence.
Nice one, dude.
Thank you so much.
And there's one more, but we shall save it for later. It's my turn. And I have no more tree blight. But I do have some needles, and Finny, they're going to go for you. And goodness, the wind is just not blowing in their favor. Maybe they should move, because that completely misses you. I know you do not have any AC. And I have 2 druids left. Right, let's see what they can do.
Oh. This is going to be the hard one fight she gives us before completely TPKing us later.
Yeah.
Just
you
so we
noticed
feel
some-
badass for a
You know,
second.
I'm like wearing you down slowly. Maybe the mist flavor shot. There is mist here after all.
Oh, stop it.
I love teasing you.
One thing at a time.
Yeah, I'm already sweating here. Come on.
Right, give me a second.
Uh-oh. I hate these long pauses.
I'm just picturing the
I'm
two
reading.
druids pulling out like a big vine leaf or something and just reading through all the scrolls. And
Gideon,
Well,
Another tentacle kind of... Oh, sorry.
60, the druid opens its hand and flame is produced. And it tosses it towards you. And for 16,
That will hit me.
and you take 1 point of burning damage.
All right, just for flavor, Gideon attempts to shield, but he doesn't get it off in time and just takes it, and the mage armor absorbs some. You said 1 damage?
Yeah, 1 damage. It
Thank
slightly
you.
singed your robe. Ella, you're still near the one. Are you still near the one that
Mhm,
smacked you?
yes. Because I attacked him last
Thank
round.
It's gonna smack you again with its thingy-mabobby
Shillelagh.
Friend. For a natural 20.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Okay.
So as his staff came up, it is now coming back down, and I've lost my d8.
Okay. Oh dear.
And you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch. Okay.
And that's all for my turn. Voldemort, it's your turn.
So I'm fully healed, but I'm almost out of every spell slot that I can. So I'm gonna. Who is the nearest to me?
The druid with the flame.
Mhm, So I can walk up to him. He's within
Yes.
30 feet.
Definitely.
So I'm gonna be an idiot, and I'm gonna walk up to him, and I'm gonna touch him to cast a shocking grasp.
Okay.
So what do I roll to connect my palm to that druid's surface?
If it does not say spell melee attack, it just works. And there's either a saving throw involved, or read it out to me.
lightning springs make a melee spell attack against the target.
Okay. So it's like rolling an attack. So you roll a d20 plus your
Spell attack, right?
yeah.
So it's going to be
So
okay.
your wisdom modifier, I assume.
17.
It connects. So your hands touch this druid.
Don't worry, it's awkward for both of us.
It's alright.
Is that what he says to the druid?
Yeah. And I will give him 5 points of lightning damage. And it can take reactions until the start of next turn.
Okay, if it has the next turn, because as lightning shoots up its body, you swear that you can see the inside of his body as he freezes and shakes and flashes, and he explodes in your grasp.
Fatality.
Not before evacuating his bowels, right?
It was almost as if he squeezed a spot.
Bloody mages and painting the landscape, man.
Oh yes.
Just wait till they're higher level and they can cast those level 9 spells.
Oh, hell yeah.
Finger of death. finger of
The
death,
guy's
finger
going
of
to go
death.
back to his bloody vineyard and he's just going to be like, what the fucking hell's happened here? Let me 6 months to fucking clean up this bastard.
Okay. I have 2 Beetle Blights and 1 Druid left. And now it is Ella's turn. Ella, you've been smacked about.
Oh yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, that actually hurt. Let me pay you back. And I go to hit him with my short sword with a 20, and I know from experience that it's going to hit. And I deal 8 piercing damage as I again cut away his bark. And is he still standing?
Not on the groin.
Oh yeah.
Ella, as you slice him open, he's human and his bowels fall on the ground.
Ooh.
But he is still standing, just.
I'm going to take my bonus action to slash him with my dagger. And, 25 to hit. That should do it. I love this D4. It's the third 4 it rolled in a row. So 4 points of piercing damage, which when I mean,
Ella.
they fall out conveniently, so I just stick it in and give it a good twirl.
Ella, claim your fame and describe how this creature dies before you.
Yeah, as I said, when his balls fall towards me, I'm going to stick the dagger right in there and give it a good squirrel and rip them out.
Like
Very
spaghetti.
thirsty. Yes.
It seems to be the flavour of the week, you know, whether it's bowels or eyes.
Oh, yes.
The sweet, sweet, innocent creature rips out, disembowels this creature, and it is awful. There is bile and blood and other nasties. And as this druid slumps forward, the 2 remaining Beetle Blight disintegrate, so that they are nothing more but mud, twigs, and dirt.
Back to the earth with all of you!
That happens when you hit little girls! I say and kick him in the face when he's falling down.
I think Gerhard's just going to flash Ella a look like, God damn.
Finney's head pops up from out of some long grass. Everybody okay?
Oh, you broke up for me
Yeah.
at the end.
Finney's head pops up out of some long grass. Everybody okay?
Just dandy!
Yes, yes.
And I rub my midsection.
Yeah, Gideon, who was standing up so tall before, is hunched over with his hand on his back, hobbling.
But the goddess smiled on us. Have you seen the sunshine?
The sun is gone, by the way. That was only a brief momentarily.
But she smiled on us.
Something managed to puncture the realm that held Barovia.
That's
Well done.
Gerhard's going to... Sorry.
You wait a moment. There is dead bodies, singed bodies, pinned bodies all around you. And there is burning grass singed grass, burnt brick everywhere you look. And you wait a moment and you wait for more screaming because, this was 4 waves and none comes. And with that, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
All right, guys, we'll be back in a minute. We're just going to take a quick break.
And we're live once again.
I'm just going to do a test. I am talking. I'm holding my phone up to my ear and waiting to hear my own voice. Yep, we are live.
Hello again.
welcome back. Thank you for that break and staying with us. Our heroes are at the Wizard of Wines, and they have just been through a very long and very grueling onslaught of battle. I count in total 25, 10. They have just defeated 50 needle blades. I don't know. I'm making numbers up now. 3 druids and 2 vine blights.
It was 700 needle blades.
Okay. Cool. 700 needle blades, 20,000 druids at spellcasting level 9, and
One very
This is the
angry
story that
warrior.
they will tell one day.
We fought in the shade.
They are tired. But they haven't checked the house yet, and they haven't checked the bodies. So, guys.
I'm still standing there, bedecked in intestines. And I'm going to go right in there and see what I can find. I'm rummaging through pockets, if there are any in the bag, rope, whatever. And do you want me to roll perception or investigation, or
I would like you to roll me an investigation check, please.
Okay, that's a 14 then.
Okay. It's not hard to see. But the druid that was beating upon you, okay, the staff was not destroyed or disintegrated in the fire. And it hums with a magical energy.
Look, Voldemort, what I found for you!
I'm gonna take a piece of my cloak, tear it away, and start wiping away the gross part of Ella, and I say, first, let's get this off of you. It looks way too disturbing for me.
No. I want Quillian to do it with magic!
Oh yes, of course. And he'll snap his fingers and start cleaning the party up. except for Waldemar, who said no.
So Voldemar, you have the gift of staff in your hand, in your grip.
And I examine it. I look it over.
Okay, it's a spongy black length of wood, and the energy it hums with, and makes you uncomfortable. In fact, all of you. It makes all of you uncomfortable.
That is a lovely gift.
Yeah, maybe not so good.
Something is wrong.
Yeah,
Gerhardt
it
says,
feels
looking
weird.
at it.
It is not supposed to be in hands of people like us. It is supposed to be with those who wish to do harm.
Gideon, can you identify this?
I could take a look.
And he starts to pull the pearl out from a small pocket near his chest. And he holds up the pearl from the ring.
Would you like me to take a look?
How long will that take? Because I don't know if there are more enemies around, so maybe not do it right here. I'm standing in the corpse.
It doesn't take more than a minute, my friend.
Okay.
Gerhard's actually quickly just going to say to Ella reassuringly, I'm sure if more were going to attack, they would have done so.
Maybe. Okay, you look and I will do the same. And I dive back in, rummaging around.
In the
Is there anything more to
intestines?
find? No, in his pockets. I found a liver and a spleen, and I think that's a squished kidney. What do you think?
Finney
No, I'm
sort
going
of.
to look for valuables.
I imagine Finney just appears in the next to the group just as Ella pulls Alex.
No, I was just kidding.
Right, he just sort of appears and stops seeing you rummaging in God knows whatever kind of mess this is, and just, oh God, what's that smell? What did you do?
I disemboweled him.
She's so happy about it.
Once the minute is up, Gideon will pull back. And he'll look around. And let me just make sure Identify tells me everything about it.
It does.
It does.
You can
Oh, yeah.
basically have the stat block.
We must not break or burn this branch. And I say branch because it is from a very particular tree. And if we harm it, it will call more blights.
Right, well, I don't know about you, but I've seen quite enough of them for one day.
I will say blights and other creatures would not regard us as a threat were one of us attuned to this magical staff. And
But-
it draws life force from others when you hit.
But it sounds evil.
It
You
is
really
quite
want-
evil.
It sounds useful.
It
Gerhard's
is
quick
that
to
as
say.
well. Yes, both are right.
So if I plant it, does it mean that the god of tree blights is gonna like me? If I'm nice to this branch.
I don't know if it would turn into another tree like the one that spawned it, though, if you planted it. If you
Maybe.
wield it temporarily, it might be useful, but it is evil, and its power could corrupt, who knows?
Maybe we should find the tree it came from and destroy that one.
Or better yet, perhaps it is best in our hands and not those who do others ill will.
Or maybe we should find the river and let it sail downstream until the water destroys it.
Gideon or Voldemar, or both of you, roll me a history check, please.
18.
Let me check real quick. Oh, okay. 14.
Both good enough. Legends tell of a vampire named Guthas, who worked terrible magic and raised up an abominable tower called the Night Van Spire. Guthas was undone when a hero plunged a wooden stake through his heart. But as the vampire was destroyed, his blood was infused the stake with a dreadful power. In time, tendrils of new growth sprouted from the wood, growing into a sapling infused with the vampire's evil essence. It is said that a mad druid discovered the sapling, transplanting it into an underground grotto where it could grow. From this tree came the seeds from which the first blights were sown, and what you have in your possession is a branch from this very tree.
It is a branch from a tree that we do not wish to plant anywhere near Barovia. Trust me.
So
That's a
I
good-
still suggest we find the river and send it downstream.
You want to plant a thing that can grow in water.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
We should keep it, and we should find out where the tree is that it belongs to, and should burn both of them to the ground.
Would the history tell us that that tree is not Ambrovia, or that it is, or at all?
It's just a legend.
I shake the branch very lightly at Ella as I'm making my points. We do not know if the legend itself is entirely true. This can just be a very evil tree. Second of all, we already have way too much on our hands. And third of all, this branch, even if not planted, cannot be destroyed, or we will be facing many more needle blights than we have today.
Well, druids normally gather in circles, right? So maybe there is a circle of evil druids somewhere close by, and that is why they are attacking the vineyard, because they want to take this as their territory or something. I don't know, but if this thing is from an actual tree that grows nearby, and legend says that no one can get in and out of Barovia except for Vistani or some outsiders who are destined or fated to do so, that means those druids are Barovians. At least that's what I think.
Why?
My belly telling me.
Either way, I
It
would
isn't
not
that-
simply leave this thing for some innocent to find. I do
Oh.
believe that it is best that we at least retain possession of it until we find out if it can indeed be disposed of.
I agree. Let's take it with us, but don't use it.
We may be able to dispose of it through the Were-Ravens or perhaps Rictavio. Would know what to do with it.
That would be my first choice.
To
You guys
Rictavio
are-
it
I love
goes,
it.
and I tuck it under my cloak.
I love it. The first legendary weapon I give you guys, and you're like, nah, don't want it.
Oh, it's evil and
You
nasty.
made it tainted.
Yeah, you
sound
did.
nice. Feel uncomfortable.
I am
yes.
keeping it. I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's useful, especially when I run out of spells again.
You have to attune to it, which takes a short rest. for it
We'll
to
see.
be
We'll let him do what he will. They'll have to decide.
useful.
Is there
Yeah,
anything
it'll also.
else useful on the corpse?
No, you find nothing else useful. But you do all discover that on your possession attached to your belts is an additional potion. And you don't quite remember when you last picked it up. You'll each have one healing potion.
Sweet. Who have
Oh,
we got to thank for that?
Gerhard's-
Thanks, Wandering Tyler.
Hey, cheers.
Yep, so Gerhard, in the meantime, is just going to approach Ella, and he says, for one of such a cheery disposition, you are rather comfortable. And he sort of nods to the ground. He said, with that.
Oh yes, this is not the first battlefield I've been on. I'm used to it, unfortunately.
It's definitely my first one. And he's got his hands stuffed
Yeah.
around his nose.
The stench is horrible, right? That's something else.
He looks a bit confused, and he says, and he sort of says, you are a holy one. I have never seen any such person able to fight with such ferocity.
Well, I am one of a kind.
Clearly you are.
And also, I'm not a Barovian holy one. I am a Hin, and I work for the goddess, and I will go where the goddess sends me and use the tools she has given me in order to do her bidding. And being very effective with those, and I throw my dagger up, make it swirl in the air and catch it, is one of the gifts she gave me.
Are all the followers of your goddess so effective?
Yes.
Finney's behind it, just shaking his head.
This young Vala sounds very interesting. Perhaps some other time you could tell me of her tenets and teachings.
Of course, I could do that.
In return, I could try to teach you prestidigitation.
Ooh. And I could teach you how to actually hold a dagger, because that was just pitiful.
I'm much more used to a wand.
And you look at me, and all, what you see is someone who's only a little bit taller than 2 foot. But I tell you, I am not a child. I am a grown-up woman. I am a hin. I have seen things that would turn your hair white. I'm sure. So you shouldn't underestimate me.
You've made that one perfectly clear. In the meantime, Finney's going to have a look around, just make sure that this fire isn't in any danger of spreading. Any last embers aren't going to touch the vineyard or anything like that.
Okay.
In the meantime, Gar's going to look to Voldemar, seeing his looks a bit beat up, and he's just going to say, "How are you holding up?"
Better than I look.
That is saying something, he says with a good-natured grin.
God, you guys are so grim.
I'm still,
do.
Fine.
I'm still
Love it.
pissed off at Gerhard, but while Ella was praising her goddess, I walked around her while also looking around the battlefield, and I just pat her on the head and just mess with her hair a little bit, like I'm petting a child for I don't know, doing chores at home.
I allow it.
I look at Gerhard and say, let's say that the both of us did better in this battle than we did.
I'm sorry, you actually cut out for me there. Can you just repeat that?
I said that Voldemar looks at Gerhard and says, let's say that we both did better than we did.
I would accept that.
Good.
Okay.
I have some magic left in me. If you are very badly hurt, I could take care of that, but then I might be out of spells. Depending on what is in there, and I point at the sprayed binary. Or should I keep it for later? Just to be safe?
There is no telling what we may face, and perhaps it would be wise to keep some reserves, so to speak.
I have this very beautiful prayer to Yondala that could cure all of us, but it would take about 10 minutes to recite the whole thing because it's really long. It's very beautiful, but it's very long. We would have to light incense, and yeah, it's very long, but beautiful. Would you like to? Should I? No?
Gar
Later?
takes a bit of a look around, and he says, things seem to be calm for the time being. I have no objection.
Purely from an academic standpoint, I would even like to hear it. So I am also liking this idea.
Okay, let's maybe get out of this, and I step out of the corpse. To the side.
Finally.
Is there somewhere we can stand out of this rain for a minute?
Not without going inside.
Okay.
I welcome the rain. I'm basically getting a shower right now.
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, while that's Guard's just going to actually just plant his sword in the ground and sort of look at his sword hand and just flex his fingers, puzzled, and he said, that is the first time I've ever dropped my sword.
You ever consider tying it to your wrist, perhaps?
Like a child.
Like a Wiimote, just
That's right, in the TV, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Finney's just having a look around, making sure that the area's clear. Rolled a 9 perception for that, if that matters.
Yeah, he's going to reply to Finney, and he says, fear not. I'm not entirely disarmed without my blade.
Well, you could always use that ugly mug of yours to smash a door open too, I'm sure.
He actually just laugh aloud at that.
Everyone needs to be close to me, at least in range of 30 feet. And then I'm starting rummaging in my backpack, and I take out a little shawl that I lay around my shoulder and put out some incense that I try to light. And then I hold it up to Pudding. If you would do the honors. And you can hold it as well. I push it in his hand. And I take out a prayer wheel and start rotating it and recite a prayer of healing, which takes 10 minutes to recite. And I'm going to heal everyone who can hear me and who's allied with me, I think. Is it everyone who can hear me? 6 creatures, yeah. Everyone here is going to take 15 hit points back. Regain 15 hit points.
As this is going on, because Finney's not actually been affected by any damage or anything like that, he's just going to assume a sentry position, wander around the area, pick up as many arrows as he can. He's also going to check over the corpse of the other druid as he passes, see if there's anything interesting. And that's an 18 investigation for that.
Gerhardt's just kind of, his single minor scratch on his cheek is healed.
Gideon's back up to full. He is looking less bloody.
Baltimore looks the same because he was at full HP by the start of the prayer.
Oh, so you were not everyone was hurt.
Probably not the way than you thought.
Well then,
Think of it.
good to know. But I was pretty banged up, so I'm at full hit points now.
What other time do you actually get 10 minutes to cast a healing spell? I think it's fine.
Yeah, not in the middle of battle, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, well, seeing that everything's done, Gerhardt sort of picks up his sword again, sort of rests it on his shoulder, and he says, if we are done, then I suggest we proceed into the house.
Okay.
And just before you enter the house, you notice that perched upon its roof, 9 ravens watch you. And 2 of them are quite small and not fully grown.
Oh.
Don't
Like
you dare.
Finney just offers him a quick 2-fingered sort of cheery salute.
Likewise, almost superstitiously, Gerhardt just lifts his sword.
And with that, we are going to end the session.
Oh.
Okay.
Ah.
I like that noise at the end.
Yeah, that's the bit, that's the end of session sound.
Yeah, that's
Now on.
Succession. That
Oh
is.
yeah.
What's that Russian for?
What do you mean?
What's the translation?
The translation is literally.
Right, guys. We've done 4 hours. I've prepped what I thought was 8 hours, but I've clearly prepped more than that. I could keep going, but I know some of you have to go to bed.
Afraid so. But it's been good fun.
It has been good fun.
Thanks for watching, folks.
Yes, definitely.
We need to make a 10-hour session that goes all night.
Dedicate one,
Yeah, perhaps we'll do a charity stream next time it comes.
Yeah, it's
round.
like Extra Life or whatever.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go for that.
Anyway,
That's great, and but to do so, I think we're going to have to crowdfund it first, just so I don't have to go to work.
Yeah.
We can all take a day off work to do it.
Yeah.
guys, thank you so much for watching us. We will be back same time next week at 4 p.m. UTC, which is not 3 p.m. UTC. It's not 2 p.m. UTC.
A
It's 4
shocking
p.m.
revelation.
UTC. Okay, I sent out all the time zones.
I'm still gonna ask
them
you.
for you, and there was still confusion.
I was still going to ask you.
Doesn't matter how many times you say the letters UTC, we're not going to get it.
Thanks for the redemptions, guys, and thanks for watching and hanging out. It's been good fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
See you all later.
No, wait, Sam.
Okay.
Don't say something.
Carry on.
Join us next week where we have DDO on Tuesday. I don't think anything's happening on Friday. Saturday is Out of the Abyss. And of course on Sunday you can watch Tomb of Annihilation. Come join us in our Discord community. Come have fun. Come join games. Come take part. And of course, stay safe out there. And with that, we'll say good night. Night, guys.
So long,
Good
folks.
night.